Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Chat, real talk, sometimes I feel like math tests have too many questions about square roots. Where are all the questions about triangular roots? Triangular roots are just carrots, and I freaking love carrots. Thank you for tuning into twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we're live! I was gonna wait a few more seconds, but we just got raided! Storm of Stars, thank you so much for the raid. I don't know if we have any of our mods here yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick shout out for you. Storm, how was your stream? What were you playing? I guess it'll say what you were playing as soon as it appears, but welcome, Raiders! You were playing Grimshire. I don't know if I'm familiar with that. Let's check out a clip.
I'm flying right now because I'm standing.
Is that Kingdom Hearts with Winnie the Pooh as a member of, what was it called? Organization 13 or something like that?
Oh.
Have I not played enough Kingdom Hearts? I don't remember fighting Winnie the Pooh. What is even happening here? Maybe I just haven't played enough. I've played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and I think Chain of Memories. But welcome, Raiders! Hi, well, you just got here right as we're starting. So, hi. For those who were not here the last time Storm raided, my name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. As you can see, tonight's game is our main game, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're going to be playing some Deltarune coming up soon. We're giving our community a chance to play it and get ahead of me, so we're going to start that on July 7th. But welcome! I should read some chat. I have just gotten here, so I think the raid came in just a little bit into the chat. So hi, Raiders. Let me also give you, though, our link tree that has all of our social media, including a Discord invite, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all that stuff. And I'm going to read some chat and say hi to everybody. Extemporaneous was here first before the stream started with a lurk and a random Transformers check. Who is Uktar? Okay, we gotta wait till Vero's here for that one, because that's got some good trivia to it. Also, would you rather only be able to eat foods that start with the letter P or foods that start with the letter B? I'm trying to think what foods start with P. I can think of peanuts and pudding, both of which are good, but if you get rid of B, you lose all sorts of meats like beef and bacon and bologna and blueberries. That's not meat, but that's good. So probably B, I think, but that's really losing a lot of good stuff. Thank you for lurking, Extembrains. Queen says, howdy. Oak says, hey, longa. Queen says, just check the guide. We're basically starting the stream with name facts right off the bat very soon, lol. Oak says, lurk, finishing the episode of House. I should be back soonish. Queen said, not kidding. I'm just a few clicks, you'll meet them, and I know exactly what you hopefully say when you see them. Well, now I'm looking forward to them. There was Storm's raid! Melancholy Owl says Storm of Stars has hit. Thank you again for the follow last time, Melancholy Owl. I really appreciate that. Storm says Storm of Stars has hit. And Queen Katie says, that clip must have been randomized Kingdom Hearts. Are you able to just randomize like even characters and stuff? It's cool. I dig it. And Melancholy Owl says, pizza. Oh, pizza. That is a good one. What other foods start with P and B though? Pizza that also goes along with pepperoni, but I feel like most people probably don't just like chomp into a stick of pepperoni without the pizza. So that's not like an extra loss. B could also be bouillon. I think it's like an ingredient for soup or something. Stormstar says, Grimshire was great. I had a wonderful time, very tense. Lots of very concerning events happening in the Stardew Valley style universe with lots of animals. Hang on, I don't know what Grimshire is. That's a Stardew Valley game. I was assuming that was like some kind of gothic sort of thing. And Stormstar says, pasta. Oh, that's another one. But if you have specific pasta that starts with a B, you could still have it, I think. Let me take a look at the YouTube chat. Dermo's here earlier saying, hi, feeling very under the weather right now. I'm sorry, Dermo, I hope you get feeling better. Are you gonna be able to stick around? Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. We'd love for you to be here and hang out with us, but your health is a top priority. So I hope you get feeling better. Frulzy says, I've got something big planned for Deltarune. Oh, are you gonna be streaming? Frulzy, what is it? Taco says, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Dermo. I bet the heat isn't helping. Oh, ain't that the truth? Frulzy says, watch out till then. Also, hope you're getting well soon, Dermo. Toshi says, hi, everyone. How you doing, Toshi? And Taco says, also, I would like to say I stayed for the entire stream last stream. And I would like to say, and then it cuts off right there. I don't know what else Taco would like to say. And Durba says, Taco, actually, the heat wave ended suddenly. Unbeknownst to me, I got caught outside in the lashing rain with only a t-shirt, hopefully like and pants. You weren't like Donald ducking it with just a t-shirt, because that would be even worse. But then again, I don't know what Europe is like. Maybe they've just got like different standards there. Taco says, Dermo, I'm glad you have not ate my family or tacos. And Dermo said, Frulzy, I imagine chapter 5 is very up your alley. I remember thinking Frulzy would love this thing when playing. Okay, I should say, I have been avoiding social media like the plague to try and avoid Deltarune chapter 5 spoilers. And I finally yesterday saw my very first spoiler, but it's a minor one. All it is a confirmation of a character appearing in it, but it's a character who was already very heavily hinted at, like assumed would be appearing. So I feel like I'm still safe, but I just need to make it until, well, July 7th is when we start. I need to make it through the entire playthrough. But yeah. And then Froley says, wait, July? I don't, July's almost here. In just a few days. And my birthday is coming up on Friday. We're not doing anything special with the community. I'm going to be taking the day off, but just saying. Storm says, it's very fun. I'd recommend you look into it. I do have work tomorrow, though. I must get some sleep. Good night, Storm. Get some sleep. I totally understand. I have work early in the morrow. Tomorrow. So I'm planning on, after the stream is over, getting to sleep like right away. But I hope you sleep well. I should load up the game. I've been yapping for 8 minutes. Let me have a sip of water. We'll pull up the game. I'm still quite a bit behind on YouTube, only slightly behind on Twitch. I think I'm staying caught up on Twitch. I haven't fallen behind yet. Okay, so last time we finally reached the trial in the adventure of the unspeakable story. Oh, hang on. Wait, no, I want to specifically load, make sure that I'm loading the actual manual save and not the autosave. There we go. So this is the, oh yeah, it's very dramatic, because we just got everything done. We got the opening statements. Van Zeeks ripped off his cloak immediately. This is like, you know, if in Dragon Ball Z, as soon as Goku reached Namek, he immediately goes Super Saiyan and Frieza immediately skips to his final form. Like this is, he's not messing around with us this time. So just to recap, for those who don't recall, the murder victim is Pop Windybank. He is the owner of the pawnbrokery that is like 2 doors down from Herlock Sholmes' place. Gina Lestrade is our buddy. She was the pickpocket that helped Magnus McGilded get away with murder a couple of chapters ago. And she's our client. She has been framed or just unfortunately at the scene of crime when it happened, because one of Iris Wilson's manuscript was pawned there, and I guess Gina went there to check it out. She snuck in. She broke in. She did breaking and entering, but that's not murder. That's fine. That's not like, it's not illegal to do non-murder crimes in the Ace Attorney universe. And so we saw that the light was on there in the middle of the night. We rushed over. There were these 2 silhouettes, one tall and thin, one short and fat. They shot Herlock and took off. Herlock is in the hospital still. He had surgery, but he seems to be doing fine based on a cutscene that we had the night before the trial. And yeah, Herlock did set up a motion sensor photo camera that was taking pictures every 30 seconds, kind of like an old-timey security camera, so I'm sure we'll see about that. And there was also this guy named Eggert Benedict that was trying to get stuff from the pawnbrokery. He does these like dance moves and JoJo poses. I'm sure he'll come into play. He is probably going to be a witness coming up soon. Also, I should just ask, how are all of you? How is your weekend going? I hope everyone's having a good weekend, that you're staying indoors where it's nice and safe and not too hot, not too cold, and not on fire like the state of Utah is. But okay, let's go. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windybank on 16th April of this year. Okay, witness says. That makes me think it's going to be the 2 silhouettes that we saw. Unless maybe it's going to be Rolly and Patricia beat again. That'd be fun. Oh, and also we saw last time that we have once again reoccurring characters on the jury. Mr. Garadeb is on the jury, and the Russian terrorist that Herlock talked about on the SS Buria. It was Violin Borshevik, I think was his name, is on the jury as well. All right, let's see these first witnesses. What? Craig said they all have food. They all have food. Wait, one had a pear? What was the other one? Was it an apple? Oh, is that because they're shaped? Because one's shaped like a pear and one's shaped like an apple? So these are the 2 silhouettes. I like that. I do still wonder if it might have secretly been them that the Beats saw, because like even though they were supposedly witness to when the knife hit Olive Green, like they only saw silhouettes initially. So I wonder if they were out and about lurking. Okay, you know who I thought it was going to be? I thought it was going to be the two characters that we saw a couple of streams ago, just very randomly. The guy that was dressed like a town crier and the guy with the big chin. They've done nothing with those guys. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. I don't even know what to do. Oh, and they have their pins are skulls and crosses. Not like pirate kind, but like a crucifix. I don't know why. Oh, you know who these two remind me of? They remind me of Mario and Luigi. Because you have a short one in red and a tall, thin one in green, and they got little mustaches. It's Mario and Luigi!
Do they need to have a Mario and Luigi voice? Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is baddie. Professional baddie.
I don't, like, do the Italian accents match with them? Let me know what you guys think.
So he's like Luigi. His name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation baddie. Professional baddie.
And so Mario would be like this. Name's Ringo Skulk. Oh, Ringo! Okay! Name fact. I can guess what it is. Ringo is the Japanese word for apple. And so he's an apple. But what is Nash? Is Nash close to the Japanese word for pear? I wonder. Name's Ringo. I kind of don't want him to have quite so high-pitched a voice. This guy, you know what else he kind of reminds me of? His big chubby cheeks make me think of like a little bulldog. Reminds me of those old Looney Tunes cartoons where you'd have like the little dog. It's like, yeah, Spike, oh, let's go over get him, Spike. Yeah, let's go get him, so tough, Spike. His name's Ringo. Occupation's, same as him. It's just like this, same as him. I'm a professional baddie. I'm the little guy, I'm the little baddie. Little tiny baddie. I'm the little bad, but I'm big bad on the inside. The boys, Craig's in Scotland Yard, Inspector.
That's right, we're what they call...
Crap, yeah, they probably need to be British, don't they?
Logan,
Agabo!
remember to breathe and don't think, feel.
Thank you, Bumbo! I will breathe. I'm assuming that means I need to check some chat. So let me check some chat. Even though I don't think I'm that far behind yet. But I will check some chat. Let's see, Melancholy Al says, Eep well, Storm. Storm says, I'll do my best. Yes, you're probably long since gone, but good night, Storm. Thank you again for the raid. Nora says, dang, Miss Stormy's raid. Logan, stay away from my mother. Stop trying to date my mother in Tomodachi Life. This is like... If someone gets mad at somebody else because of something that person didn't dream, you're the one who is placing me and your mom in close proximity to interact in Tomodachi Life, where we're characters. They just wanna crush on each other all the time. Nora says, anyways, I've really swollen eye about 36 hours ago and it's finally gone, mostly down. Oh, down. So it's not the eye is gone. The swelling's gone down. Well, I'm glad that that's getting better. Says Benadryl, ice pack, and sleep helped. I wonder what caused it. Is it like an allergic reaction or something? Quita smiles, it's the best boys, the pear and apple. They're not best boys. They said they're bad boys. They said they're so bad. Quita says, Logan, have you noticed anything else about how they look? Is it the Mario and Luigi thing? Because that was what I guessed. I'm not sure. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Frulzy says, I have a lot of time to prepare what I have in store for this for that stream, I guess. Oh, so like when you come and watch our Deltarune streams, you're planning something? Are you gonna like change your username and like your profile picture or something? Derma says, because otherwise I'd lose both pizza and potatoes. Oh, that's another one. Oh, potatoes, that's such an important staple of food. Like, oh. That'd be tough. Okay, but you do need protein. Are there any like good, other than pepperoni, other good meats that start with P? Let's see, Dermo say, or the Taco says, why are my special interests always mentioned on stream? Truman Show and House, because they're both great. I love Truman Show and I love House. I still need to finish the very final season of House. It started to go really off the rails toward the very end though. Frozy says, pesto pasta, there we go. Another one that is there. But again, is there a pasta that starts with B? Cruzy says beef bourguignon, or however you spell it. I don't even know how to pronounce it properly. Toshi says, good look to you, Frulzy. And Taco says, and my other three are the Beatles, Ace Attorney, and Big Bang Theory. Well, good news, Taco. If you did that Would You Rather and only ate bee stuff, you'd be able to eat the Beatles and Big Bang Theory. You'd be able to eat all those things. Toshi said, missed everyone here, especially you, Dermo. Ah, that's so sweet. Dermo says, thanks, Toshi. It's nice seeing YouTube chat so active lately. It is. Let me take another look over at the Twitch chat, then we will get back to the game. Let's see. Nora says, okay, I've been seeing so many videos of Utah just legitimately on fire, and people keep saying different things. Do you know the cause? Well, this is a desert. It's always a very dry climate. And so if we have, and this does happen sometimes. There are cycles where we have extra dry years and it's extra hot and there's fires. This has just been a particularly bad one. My understanding is there's a fire somewhere down south and a few other ones like around, but the one down south is like huge and has just been pumping a lot of smoke and ash into the air. I have a friend at work who apparently she was telling me how that she and some other of her friends went to like a water park down in Utah County like a week or so ago, and like it was so bad there was like ash raining down from the sky. I'm like, holy cow, this sounds like an apocalypse. Nora says, I've seen people say it's because the AI data centers, but like, are the fires just straight up from the heat, or was it like a wildfire or something? Do you know? Well, it's definitely not the AI data centers. Regardless of what you think about AI data centers, they cannot cause fires, especially not that quickly. But I think it's just that it's an extra dry year. We had a fairly dry like 2 years, and we go in cycles of drought, and I think it's just hitting us. Quita says, I knew it. Mario and Luigi, I knew it'd say that. Oh, I got it. I got it correct. Okay, I should play some game. We have not played some game, but I do want to know from chat if you have like opinions on their voices. Because we could keep doing the Italian accents. I could just try doing like, let me see if I can do a British accent this just because
Yeah, for me, Luigi's always like this. So that's right. We're what they call, this just sounds like Susopto, but with a British accent, yeah, that's right. We're what they call, this is me, I'm Nash. It's what my voice is gonna be, that's right. We're what they call. The Three Skulking Brothers.
Wait a second. 1, 2, Gregson. 1, 2, Gregson. Oh, okay, that checks out.
The Three Skulking Brothers.
Oh, is he actually related to them? No, because Tobias Gregson is like waiting for him. Why are they doing this? Yeah, he does have a mustache. Oh, come on, Gregson, play along. Yes, and it. Have some fun, bro. Why are you looking at me like that for? Don't lump me in with you lot. You all carry food. I also like how the shadows from their hats make it look like they're wearing masks, like burglar masks.
Well, blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through? It's our older bruv. Lost contact with him, we have. So we're scouring every shady corner of the capital.
Are these good voices? I want to keep these voices. Okay, so is there a character that we've met that's going to be like revealed to be their brother? Like, maybe Windy Bank. Did Windy Bank have a mustache? I think Windy Bank had like a beard or something, right? Oh, he's got a mustache! Could that be a fake name? Who could be? We still need to do some with Eggert Benedict. I'm pretty sure we established that that's a fake name. So maybe Eggert Benedict is their brother who just looks much normal. Or maybe Baron Baruch. Why did I say Baron? Baruch Van Zeeks.
It's our older bruv. Lost contact with him, we have. So we're scouring every shady corner of the capital. And then last night we come across you, a very spit of the bloke, ain't that right, Ringo? He is, Nash, he is, a very spit of him. So we decided there and then what we was going to do. We was going to call ya. Big bro skulking. Well, I hope these bite marks don't disappear as soon as the camera looks away and comes back to a fruit. I hate continuity and consistencies in fruit.
Come on, leave it out, you two. Skulking? That's before he's run out of chips. Well then, Inspector Skulky Gregson. See, I know how to yes and. I play along. I'm very fun at parties. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you were doing with in the witness stand. The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft and shooting Herlock Sholmes. Oh, thieves are they? These three, all three of them? All 1, 2, Gregson? Oh, they're thieves. Just Gregson thieves. There's Gregson number of thieves. Now, my lord, begging your pardon, but please don't lock me in with this lot. 2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with intents to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. Oh, by Jove, you mean to say? Oh, what an extraordinary coincidence that the witnesses on the stand have something to say about this case? What? I'm gonna read some of the chat. I don't even know what's happening. We just met 2 people and everybody's acting dumb. I need to have a sip of water and read some chat. Nora says, occupation, baddie. Professional baddie. I guess, like, if you get paid, you know, you gotta do what you love, and then the money apparently will come. Bubba says, beep boop, made cookies today. Bow ya. I would love a cookie. I've asked my mom for my birthday coming up this week if she'd be so kind as to finally teach me how to make her world famous applesauce chocolate chip cookies. They're the best cookies. They're so good. I mean, you guys should all just come over to my house and have some of these. These are life-changing cookies. Supposedly, these are the cookies that convinced my dad to be interested in my mom. Quickita says, oh, here we go. Name fact. On the Skulkin brothers says Quickita says their English names are Nash and Ringo Skulkin. Okay, so like I said, Ringo is Japanese word for apple. I don't know if I've learned the Japanese word for pear. I'm guessing it's either Nash or something similar sounding. Nash is likely a play on nashi, the Japanese word for pear, referencing his head shape, green clothes, and love of pears. Ringo is a Japanese word for apple, referencing his head shape, red clothes, and love of apples. Oh, his head shaped like an apple too. I just thought they were jowls because he was short and chubby. Their surname Skulkin, it's because they skulk around, yeah? Is a play on skulking and may refer to their skull-shaped pins and the skull in the back of their jackets as well. Honestly, these are great names because stuff like Ringo and Nash, those are real names. Those are actual names. And hey, Taco, over on YouTube, you mentioned that the Beatles is one of your special interests. Well, Ringo Starr. There we go. Shout out to one of the part of the half of the Beatles that are still alive. So there we go. That's good. And yes, Skulkin has dual meaning. They skulk because they steal, but they have skulls on their pins and their jackets. Quita says their Japanese names are Nemi and Terry Tinpillar? Tinpillar? Nemi may come from the Japanese word nemui, meaning tired. Tari or Terry comes from the Japanese word darui, meaning tiresome. Their surname Tinpillar comes from the Japanese word chinpira, meaning hoodlum. I like that. So, but it's just kind of a neat coincidence then that they happen to be carrying pears and apples to look like them, that then the Japanese words turn into names in English. I don't know, this is great. They're great. I'm immediately a fan of these two, and I hope that they don't turn out to be murderers. But I'm gonna be honest, they look like murderers. They look very much like murderers. I'm gonna hope though that it's going to be Egbert Benedict is the murderer. So, and a pin message from Rukov says the name Logan is a historically Scottish and Irish given name that translates to little hollow, just like his heart. Oh, I thought you were gonna say head. I used to be able to do this thing when I was younger. I knew how to tap my head just right to make like a hollow kind of. I can't really do it anymore. Hollow sound out of my mouth. So I do this little kids like my name is Little Hollow, and I do that. I can't anymore. I'm too dense. Apparently now. But thank you, Rukov. How are you? And Atlantic says, hello, yellow. How you doing, Atlantic? Let me take a look over at YouTube chat, then we'll get back to the game. But we will get back in the game before I chase off all lurkers. But I'm excited to see you all and hang out with you all. Frilzy says, I can't let you know, Logan. It's a secret surprise. I'm looking forward to it then. Have you been playing Deltarune Chapter 5, are you just gonna watch our playthrough, Frulsy? Taco says, yes, thanks to the goat, me/J. And Durba says, Logan, the only people wandering about...
3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty.
I wonder if this is before
3,
I
I'll get
developed the
whipped.
Maya voice.
Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You were so boring!
I think it's when she was just starting to take shape. Oh, there's a back-to-back one! Oh, no, it just went to Mo the Clown. It just went, that was part of the same clip. Thank you, Crystal! Oh, Crystal! We got 2 mods here. Thank you, Crystal, for the clip roulette. Thank you. And Durba says, Logan, the only people wandering about pantsless in Ireland are drug addicts, which is unfortunately common. That is not great. Taco says, wait, Dermo is the Loch Ness Monster an Irish thing? Well, that's Scottish. It's in the Loch Ness is the name of a lake, or I guess technically a loch. Is there a difference between a loch and a lake? There's a loch, just a lake in Scotland. Durba says, a taco, that's Scotland, so it is Celtic, but not Irish. And Toshi says, Baroque jump scare. And Frulsy says, oh, hang on, it's just scrolled down, I gotta scroll back up. It says, were all the jurors out for lunch together? Possibly. I mean, well, we got all the repeats, except a lot of them upgrade. I think we only have 1 new juror this time. Out of all 6, like 1 is new, the other 5 are all previous jurors or witnesses or people mentioned in the case of Vylin Bolshevik. But we should play some game. If you're lurking and you're putting up with me just wasting time chatting with people, I don't know why I somewhat secretly question your life decisions, but I appreciate you being here and hope you'll stick around and hang out some more. Oh my gosh, that was weird. When I pulled it down, a little water shot right up into my eye. Okay, let's play some game. By Jove, you mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence! Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. Maybe they did it. Oh, it's got a huge apple box. An apple box, Ringo. I mean, are we again, like, ignoring the fact there's that big old window in the door? Order! Order! The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. So I almost said nieces. You're not married. That would be wrong. Not because you're both guys, because you're brothers. I'm not ready to accept a brother marriage. You will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw. Which one's talking?
Happy too.
Oh, wait, no, what is he? Oh, yeah, it was
Like Luigi, but he's all happy too, because a skulking's never skulk. A skulking's never skulk with a small s, because it's not a name. A skulking's never skulking. Do it with a Gregson. We'll get you a jacket too. Yours could be blue. Is that what you like? I've got green, we've got a reddish maroon. Pick your colour. You can have yellow, you can have brown, like your overcoat.
Get out of it! They keep trying. They just want his friendship so badly. Witness testimony! Illegal entry. This is delightful. I am gonna save. Might as well save periodically here. Keep staggering all the way back up to the top. Save. And let's hear their testimony. See what these 2 fine, upstanding citizens have to say.
We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and a gaff's door was ajar, see? Normally doors are doors, but this door was ajar. Don't know why it was ajar. Later it went back to being a door. It was like some kind of sign begging us to go in for it was. But once we got inside, blimey loomy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. We waited to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that nice and quiet. We did not shoot Herlock Sholmes. No.
Oh, it's a short testimony. Oh, a terrible coincidence it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants...
What got call us that? I mean, well, we're not insulting you. Not doing any ad hominem.
entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. Even if it was, and even if we're going to try and say that nobody shot through the window, that's a big window. Couldn't somebody, reach down and, lock the door from outside? It'd be pretty easy to do, right? And within, only the victim and the accused were found. Oh, I must say it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witness now, of course, at counsel. If you want to. If you please. Counsel? Yes. There's just normally a girl next to me. She smells nice. I miss nice smells. Oh, no, I forgot. Iris is still here. But she's tiny. She doesn't smell nice. She's a little kid. She smells like poop and grass stains. Grass stains, not poop stains and grass stains. It's poop as one. No, grass. I don't know. Never mind. What's the matter, Rudo? I don't know. Poop and grass. Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by the pair in the stand. Oh, that's right, because we witnessed them shoot Herlock. I know that's all nonsense, because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Cross-examination. Illegal entry. Okay, you guys know the deal. Every cross-examination we save, we press every statement, and then we'll figure out where we're going to be presenting evidence. So let's save my poggers, and then I'm going to read a couple more comments to the chat, and then we will get back into this, and we'll press all the statements. Let's see. Quiggita says, the designs of Nash and Ringo are theme-based on a pear and an apple. This may be a reference to the famous phrase of Cockney rhyming slang, a form of slang using residents of the East End. Apples and pears, meaning stairs. Oh, okay. All right, sure. Apples and pears, they're skulking downstairs, alone or in pairs, in the apples and bananas and pajamas. I'm gonna have a sip of water because Bumbo's hydrating. Thank you very much, Queen Katie, for the name facts. Thank you, Bumbo, for the hydrate command. Did I ask you how you're doing when you said you're making cookies, Bumbo? Also, let me know when Vero gets here. I want to do the random Transformers check with Vero present. But Vero is experiencing dead battery alarm clocks the past couple of streams. Atlantic says, I don't know if this is intended, but the short guy and the tall guy left to remind me of Luigi and Wario, eh? Seems like evil versions of Mario and Luigi. Queen Kitty says, I honestly feel like they went out of their way to design these two like this because on the 3DS, and they were like, wait, we're making two brothers? We should pull a Mario and Luigi. And Lang says, lol, for real? Queen Kitty says, I feel like that's the record for fastest name fact in stream. I know, what was that, 7 to 10 minutes into the stream, something like that? At a timestamp, 15 minutes, 46 seconds. I am already 20 minutes behind. Quigita says, amazing. Nora says, I have no idea what caused my swollen eye. We went go-kart racing the day before, so my dad thinks it might have been dust and stuff that got in my eye. That would make sense, all the wind blowing, maybe something got in there and just kind of irritated it. And Boba says, pork! Oh, okay, there we go. So maybe P would have been the better choice for the letter to start the words for the food that you could have, because then you still get protein. And if I remember anything from Danganronpa 2, it's that pork has more efficient protein, right? Quigita says, I'm neutral on the voices. Are they better now? And then Quigita says, add quote, wait a second. 1, 2, Gregson. Counts on fingers. 1, 2, Gregson. Okay, that checks out. And Atlantic with a clip. Okay, if anyone's lurking, if anyone is new and does not know the deal, if someone posts a clip into the chat, we watch the clip and we just see what it is. This also tells how far behind we are. This clip was posted by Atlantic over on Twitch. And the title is not loading in, but if I look at the thumbnail over here, it says, just making sure. Oh, it's going to be the thing that Queen Katie was doing. The volume all the way up? Okay.
The Free Skulking Brothers. Wait a second.
2. Gregson. Well, the captions even got Gregson right. 2. Gregson. Oh, okay, that checks out.
The free scout.
I'm gonna give you guys a little insight into what's gonna be happening in my life in about 2 months, 2 or 3 months, however long it takes before when I'm doing this VOD, when I'm scouring it for TikTok videos. I'm gonna have a long conversation in my head trying to figure out, is this funny enough to make sense to post on TikTok? And I won't know. But thank you, Atlantic, for the clip. Says, applesauce, chocolate chip. Sounds interesting. I'll try. They're seriously the best cookies ever. And there's Crystal adding that clip. And Ruka with a pin message. And Alliance says, very cool name facts this time around. And Crystal doing the clip roulette. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Let's see. Toshi says, my favorite witnesses in AA. I love these two so much. Toshi, I believe you mean these 3. They're clearly the 3 Skulkin brothers. I mean, without question, there are 3 of them. Who could the third brother have been Thrice Fired Mason? He had like a mustache. He would, what hang on. Is he in our court record? I don't know if he'd be in our court record. I'm gonna go like I'm presenting. And, okay, I cannot switch over to people. We should take a look. I can't remember what his face looked like. He had a mustache. He'd be like a really older brother. I just want to try and figure out who their other brother is. Dorma says, probably the famous ones are Fairies, Fae, Dullahan, I hope I'm saying that right, the Headless Horseman being one, and Samhain, which would become Halloween. And the Derma says, they give me Laurel and Hardy vibes. Please tell me I'm not alone in this reference. I've actually never seen a real like Laurel and Hardy movie. I am familiar with like what they look like, but I've never actually seen it. I know they've done a whole lot of, including like Laurel and Hardy Meet Frankenstein and stuff like that. But I can see that. I think it's like the difference in sizes. And the Derma says, Polo? Oh, Pollo, aka chicken. Ah, there we go. Okay. We can do P then. That'll be all the foods and everything. Thank you very much, Dermo. Okay, let's play a bit more.
We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours and the gaff's door was ajar, you see.
Hold it! The front door of Windybanks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this?
Must have been about 1. Right, Ringo. I'm making a pogger's face. Yeah, I'd say so. Right, Skulky? I'm not making a pogger's face. I'm too polite for that. Right, Skulky? Right, Skulky?
How would I know? The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town.
Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true, ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Skulky? Meow. Is that a bad word? I feel like that's an abbreviation for Mother Effer.
I ain't never effed a mother. Leave me alone. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. It was broken though, right? That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. Okay, so if that's the light, then it would, when did it break? Did it break it probably broke when Herlock was shot. Because like the bullet maybe went through the light? And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim. That's pure conjecture! I know, but it's entertaining. Just let him. He's a good storyteller. Ha! Perhaps, but the change is nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder. Simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. And we're like taking them at their word that they didn't break in? Did we check to see if there were signs that the door had been messed with and broken into?
Right, that's what happened. It was like some kind of sign begging for us to go in, it was.
Oh crap, I forgot, I gotta press everything. I'm just too entertained by these two idiots. Maybe they're not idiots, but I'm gonna hold it! What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in?
Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say, don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon.
God's will often presents itself as the whims of thieves, does it?
It weren't no whim, I'm dead sure of that. It weren't, Nash, it weren't. Like we said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. No, there's no two ways about it. It was a sign that a long-lost brother was inside.
Well, their cheeks are very blushy. They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. He led it to a bloke that looks like a bruv.
I said I cut it out. Those chips are getting a chomping today. Get a chomping every day.
And once we got inside, called Blimey Loomy, we heard a gunshot from the back room.
Hold it! Hold it! A gunshot, you say? Just the one? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, just the one, Governor. And swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv?
The firearm used belonged to the victim himself. Yeah, Mr. Windybank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter for quick and easy access, just in case he wanted to end it all. Right, I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds. Any other evidence that it had been used, that it wasn't just like emptied? That makes sense. Mr. Windybank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded. That's true. I remember him saying that as well. We still need to figure out the bullet that was lodged in the calendar, right? So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Oh, wonderful. I want to read some more of the chat. We're like halfway through all the press and statements. I already miss you guys. Let's see, Crystal says, no purge, indeed, no purging. Rukov says, love you, chat, stay lonely, my friend, it's your brand. I'm gonna change that someday. Someday I'm gonna rebrand as the married man. And it's probably a long way off. I gotta find a girl to help out with that. But thank you for being here, Rukov. Good night, have a good rest of your night. Nora says, also, Logan, I do recommend listening to Gigi's new song, especially with the music video. She made a post talking about the song and about the main theme is about imposter syndrome. Oh, that's something I relate to. Which is low-key obvious with the song and especially the MV. It's a really nice song and the MV is fun too. She co-wrote it with a popular Vocaloid producer named Flavor Foley. Almost thought you were gonna say Flavor Flav for a second there. Flavor Foley. Interesting, I should check it out. Said the song is a sad story with a happy ending. That's what it's about. I feel like a happy ending can make even a sad story a happy one, you know? And Nora says, so I recommend. Also, the Hololive English concert starts in 5 days and I'm so excited! Do you have like a ticket to watch it online, live? Oh, also, Justice had their 2-year anniversary stream yesterday, and it was really weird. And they released a new song. And then Quicken says, good luck, Logan, with reading this testimony. My mind boggled upon reading it. Oak says, I returned. The House episode was fantastic. Welcome back, Oak. I'm glad that you're taking a House so much. It's such a good show. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Toshi said, I thought about Mario and Luigi too when I saw them. Greg is Princess Peach. Yeah, he's too tall to be Toad. Say it's Princess Peach. He could be Daisy. Maybe Yoshi. No, Toshi, you could be Yoshi because it's so close to your name. Durba says, bruv, so yeah, they're South Londoners. Oh, so that's very narrow because I've heard bruv before. I didn't know that's like specific to just South London. Frulzy says, burger, one who burgles. Wait, who burgs? Who burgs? Durba says, I am the burger. I am the one who burgs. Yeah, you're always worried in the middle of the night. There's gonna be someone burging on your door, wondering who that could be. I'm the one who burgs. And the Durba says, probably unintentional, but Ringo and Nash are both British musicians. Wait, who's Nash? I'm sure there's a musician named Nash. I know there's an entire ville of Nash in Tennessee for country musicians. But I don't know who that is. Okay, let's keep playing the game a little bit. Thank you all for being here, by the way. It always makes me so happy to hang out with people. Okay, let's go here.
Went to see what was what, but the door was...
Oh, wait, I gotta be careful that his voice doesn't turn Gina Lestrade.
Went to see what was what, but the door was locked from inside.
Hold it! Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one door, that of the storeroom.
Of course, there was only a little lamp burning, not much to see by. Hey, the door was the door was hidden behind the curtain and all.
That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Okay, is this when we arrived at night? Because that shows the lamp is not broken. So yeah, the lamp was probably broken by the bullet that hit Herlock, which is not the bullet that is wedged in the calendar, because that was already there. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think.
Oh, well, your turn to rabbit, Ringo. I don't know what rabbit means, but go ahead and rabbit. Well, no, yeah, suppose you'd have to say we ain't normal, eh?
Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These two seem courageous and helpful. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. My learned Japanese friend, it would seem, is of the former. Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night. Thank you, councils. So I believe we all understand the door was locked and could not be opened, and Ryunosuke Naruhodo is a yellow-bellied chicken coward. Proceed, witnesses.
We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that nice and quiet.
Hold it! I'm still having a hard time getting these voices down. You didn't do or take anything? Is that your story?
Well, it was Bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull the dukes. I mean, Lucy Locket.
What are these things? What, pull
me dukes. I mean, Lucy Lockets. You Americans, you Yanks probably don't know what Dukes and Lucy Lockets are. Lucy Lockets is me underwear. The Dukes are me dookies.
So with no time to take your hands out of your pocket. Oh, these are your Dukes, and these are your Lucy Lockets. Dukes, Lucy Lockets. I feel like Lucy Lockets should be left-hand pocket, because it's lefty Lucy, righty Roscoe, right? You just left nice and quietly, you say?
It's right, Governor. Enough of we ain't more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not bludgers. We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me Dukes out of me Lucy Lockets. See me Dukes? Me Lucy Lockets. Right now.
I want to hold Dukes with a girl. Chat. So, you'd clearly like us to believe...
Come again?
As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? What can we present it as evidence? Do we have in our court record a thing about Herlock getting shot? I mean, I feel like we should just be able to call ourselves as a witness or something like that. You know, it's today's paper. No, that just has... Wait, what was it? Okay, that's just the pawnbroker's murder, and that's the thing about the government secrets. Autopsy report, crime scene photograph, crime scene floor plan. I guess maybe we could present the blood samples portfolio. We could find... No, because we don't even have Herlock's blood on this. I don't know. Let's see where this is going. Did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Oh, Saints alive! They fired a gun, you say? Actually, that's what you do with guns. If they didn't fire it, it'd be a waste of a good gun.
Ah! Blimey, Governor! You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway?
It was.
Pa. Why the effing Nora? Nora, you in chat right now? Why? Why, Nora? Why the effing Nora? What'd you do, Nora? I blame you. I blame you, Nora. Didn't you mention that before?
You were armed with a gun! And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Herlock Sholmes! They shot the great Mr. Sholmes? I did hear that, actually, that it was them. There was a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital. The great Sholmes is beyond the pale. They're wearing shorts. They're wearing shorts. Why are they wearing shorts? On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away.
Oh, it's a little guy.
And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. Hey! The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. He put his mouse away. Why was his mouse still out? The court will hold this weapon as evidence. The Skulkin brothers' gun has been entered into the court record. We're getting a lot of evidence this time. Oh, glug, 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 glug. Now, my learned Japanese friend. Yes? Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. Oh, so we... Thank you. So now I can present it on my object. You know what? Thanks for the assist. You Stockton to my Malone. All right, let's take a look at the court record. Let's see if we can examine this gun a little bit. A firearm found in the possession of the Skulkin brothers upon their arrest. There are signs that a single round was fired. So it's like a flintlock revolver or whatever you call it. Guys, look at this revolver. Agabo! I need to read some chat, apparently. Oh yeah, I'll get back to, oh, hang on. Why, my mouse just moved over it. I hate it when it does this. What was the previous thing? I need to look at my delay on the screen, although it's really, because there's no history on here. There's no history button. I can't see, and the delay is like really far behind over on YouTube. So I will read some chat, and I'll try to keep an eyeball in the corner of my eye out for it. Let's read some chat. Let's see. Nora says to Oak, hi. Oak says just finished the first episode of season 6. Oh, okay. So you have seen the thing that we talked about on Discord now. Quickita says, oh, never mind. Logan did well reading. I just have a skill issue. Nora says the heat index is 105 tomorrow. So excited, guys. I'm gonna melt. Logan, have you seen Adventure Time? Because you should. Yeah, I've seen Adventure Time. I should mention I have not seen all of Adventure Time. Like I used to. I was a big fan. Oh, hang on. I can see the delay on the screen now, so we can see what the first statement was before the game unceremoniously, just skipped ahead. It's like, so there's ammunition still loaded into 5 of this revolver's 6 cylinders. See, that's important. No, I used to love Adventure Time. I got out of the habit of watching it just because it lost so much of its whimsy. I feel like Adventure Time, when it first started out, the way I always described that show was it was every doodle in the margins of every 13-year-old's notebook at school. It was goofy and whimsical and fun and silly and weird. And then several seasons in, I think they started taking themselves and their lore a bit too seriously. The episode that, I think the episode I finally stopped on was like Breezy the Bee. And it was just like, it got to the point where it just wasn't fun anymore. It was just kind of depressing and annoying, but I should go back and finish watching it, but because maybe it got better. I hope it got better. But in fact, I have like a Finn action figure somewhere. Queen says, what do you mean you're 20 minutes behind? Timestamp 35 minutes, 35 seconds. Say still 20 minutes behind because 55 seconds right now. Queen says, oh my goodness, time is spooky. Oak says, Logan, how do you plan to do the weird route for Deltarune? I am not sure. I had not done the weird route for chapters 3 and 4 yet, simply because you guys told me there wasn't that huge of differences, other than like a different scene in Noelle's place at the beginning of chapter 4. So I kind of feel like what I ought to do is just maybe do the normal route until the game is done, And then at that point, maybe I can go back and stream the weird route. How many chapters are there supposed to be in Deltarune total? I can't remember. Crystal says, yippee! Oak says, because you kind of have to go through all of Chapter 3 Dark World before the Chapter 4 stuff, then the entire Chapter 4 Dark World before getting the Chapter 5 stuff. I know that's what's so frustrating. And it's probably just like a little tiny bit of stuff. Oak said, but you really want to do the weird route for Chapter 4 and 5 on stream. I'm still deciding. We'll see. Nora says, on my island, Vivi from One Piece just rage baited me in a red light, green light, and I'm low-key gonna tweak out. I hate red light, green light on Tomodachi Life. It's the worst. Nora says, I love Laurel and Hardy. I love Laurel and Hardy. And then Magpie says, caw, Magpie flying in, just back from Pride. I'm exhausted. Welcome, Magpie. If you're exhausted, kick up your feet, kick back, do other things that do or don't involve kicking, and enjoy it here. How was your weekend? I mean, I guess good. I assume you enjoyed it. And Nora says, my goats. Let me take a look over YouTube chat. Let's see, Derma says, a loch is Gaelic for lake, so it's both Irish and Scottish. There's a place named Loch Redacted near me. I assume it's redacted because it's a slur. Derma says, and Lean is river, which is where Dublin comes from. After the Liffey, I'm probably saying these things wrong. I'm so sorry. It's interesting. I didn't know this. That's where Dublin is. Toshi says, I know 3. I just hate I know there are 3. I just hate the third one. Tor says, Toshi Vero is gonna murder you for that one. Wait. Hang on. Wait. We talking about a third Mario brother? Wait, is that what we're talking about? I'm so lost. What was the previous thing about? Let's see, Derma says, that word that I didn't say before is fine, neither a swear or a slur. I guess it's my job now. Okay, so it's mucker. So that is fine. So thank you, Derma, that is your job, to let me know if this stuff is bad. Toshi says, I guess there is something to like about Gregson. Oh, that's what you're talking about, because the two of them, so you don't like Gregson. That is fine. Not, because that just means there's more Gregson for Vero. And let's see, Derma says, man, now I want Flava Flav to do Vocaloid songs. Derma says, Graham Nash, most famously of Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Oh, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I didn't know any of their names. I've heard that before. That's one of those things. I'm not well versed in music. I'm sure that if you ever played like a famous Crosby, Hills, and Nash song, I'd like recognize the song. But if you played the song without telling me who it's by, I wouldn't know that that's who it goes to. I'm not cool. And Derma says, it's actually a pretty common name in the UK, relatively. Says, no, it's redacted because I don't want to dox myself. Oh, because where you're at. Hey, I'm caught up on YouTube chat. Aren't I good at YouTube chatting? All right, let's play a little bit more here. Yes, which tells us that only a single shot has been fired from it. Exactly. The bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it? Yes, it happened almost as soon as we walked in through Windy Bank's door. Ew, I'll make those brothers pay for his medical expenses. He doesn't have insurance. Not that he can't afford it, he just like doesn't believe in it for some reason. Okay, so that wasn't added to our court record, but that means we can confirm that this is not the murder weapon because the only bullet that was fired hit Herlock. Anything else? Okay, so it's just that, it's just the chamber. Okay, so we're gonna present this as evidence, thank you again, Van Zeeks. Huh? Except he wants us to present it as evidence, so maybe we shouldn't. For yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on this gun and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial. Oh, okay, so we gotta show that it actually was fired there. Objection! Well, I don't need that, I saw it! These things are my evidence. Because I was there! Then call yourself as a witness, bro.
Objection!
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not.
Huh? You weren't? Oh, wow! Up till now, I did not have theory of mind for the rest of you.
If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on.
Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windy Banks that night. These 3! Don't forget their third brother there. He is as guilty as the rest of them. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. I should save. I feel like it's gonna ask me to present evidence without even raising an objection necessarily. Save, because I don't know what I'm gonna present. Let's take a look at our court record. Do we have anything in our court record that says that the gun was fired there? Armband, pawnbroker's ticket, redemption ticket from the pawnbroker owned by the victim, Mr. Winniebank, in the form of some handwritten notes on the back of a photograph. Paperwork signed by Gina to put me in charge of her defense. 3 samples of blood and analyzed with special chemicals. Chemical indicator developed by Mr. Sholmes. Different people's blood turned different colors. Redemption ticket issued from the pawnbroker owned by the victim. The blood on it has been identified as Mr. Mason's. Long unpublished story that Mr. Sholmes deposited in the pawnbroker of the victim, Mr. Winniebank. It's entitled The Hound of the Baskervilles. McGilded case notes. So yeah, that should be relevant here because notes collated by Ms. Susato about the McGilded case that we worked on 2 months ago. This morning's paper, which contains an article about government secrets being leaked to foreign agencies. Autopsy report. A report prepared by Scotland Yard coroner that confirms instant death due to a single bullet wound from the back. There are no other signs of trauma. Photograph of the victim found murdered in the storeroom. It shows a single bullet wound in the man's back. Plan to Winnipeg pawnbrokery, the scene of the crime. It shows the relative positions of the main shop of the rear storeroom. Gun belonging to the victim, Mr. Winniebank. Jean was holding when she was found unconscious. There are signs of a single discharge and a firearm found in the possession of the Skulkin brothers upon their arrest. There are signs that a single round was fired. Nothing here seems to indicate that it was fired there, though. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker shop? The crap! Huh. Is it gonna say the blood samples? Because that blood on the smashed calendar was already there when we arrived before Herlock was shot. Are we gonna be dumb? And is they like, well, this is Herlock's blood. Me farting because I'm dumb. I'm so dumb I fart. What else could it be though? I mean, we in this we do see a bullet. But I mean, okay, tell me if I'm crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was already smashed up when we arrived before they shot Herlock, right? I think, am I just crazy? I did just save, so I guess we can try this. Let's review the evidence one more time. Armband, yeah, nothing. Pawnbroker's ticket. Should not be relevant. Paperwork signed by Gina. Should not be relevant. 3 samples of blood analyzed. I guess it might be that. Redemption ticket issued for the pawnbrokery by the victim. Blood on it has been identified Mr. Mason's. Long unpublished story that Mr. Holmes... I guess it's gonna be the blood. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. But I could have sworn that when we arrived that night before Herlock was even shot, that we saw the bullet in the calendar. Present!
Take that!
The evidence is in this portfolio! What on earth have you there, counsel? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do? How arrogantly Japanese of you. That's because I am Japanese. Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more dallying then, counsel. Maybe some dillying, but no dallying. Present the pertinent evidence at once! What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene? This one, I guess. Let's double check all the other ones. That's yeah, Winniebank's blood there. That's thrice fired Mason. Did we never add Gina Lestrad's coat? Okay, let's present.
Take that!
What is that? Explain! It's a photographic print taken at Winniebank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. From the scene of the crime, is it? Is that April 16th? That's my birthday. Nobody wished me happy birthday. I forgot. I'm old. But I don't know how old because I forgot my own birthday. A bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Wittybank's calendar. I guess I misremembered. I could have sworn that it was already smashed up like that. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night. Gregson, do this, Gregson! Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zeeks? With my legs. I stand with my legs. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. Yeah, because that doesn't, harm his case at all, that they lied about not shooting anybody. Right? Smash! Ah! But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust for the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street. See, I am also going to be prosecuting their case. You're helping me. Thank you.
Take it easy there, governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. You weren't gonna let them in. Get into them details.
We had a deal.
Tell him, Skulky. Set the bloke straight.
Oh, I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Japanese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. That the bullet that they fired is not the one that killed Windybank? Yeah, that's what it is. To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zeeks? As has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim, because surely they did not use the other gun. You're not allowed to use more than one gun per crime. I should read some chat. I don't know what's happening. This is... okay. Yeah, I'm just going to read some chat. I'm just kind of both amused and a little bit befuddled by this tonight. I'm not trusting my memory of the scene with that whole calendar thing. Queen Katie says, wait, I just noticed the little UI showing the people on the stand moves up when you're on Ringo. Well, because it would cover him? Oh, did it? I'll have to check that out when we go back there. Oak says, I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. Oh, crap, does that mean do you have to go early? Are you able to stick around? Oak says, Logan, I'll hook you up with a girl. I'll see if Michelle Obama is available. Oak, I do think she might be married to Barack Obama. I could be wrong, though. Nora says, I'm trying to convince my mom to take me to Indiana on August 4th for a Biba-Doobie tour. I will guess you don't know how to pronounce her name. No, I don't know. Did I say it right? It's Biba-Doobie. Oh, did I say it right then? Because cheapest tickets are like $45 per person, which isn't bad at all. It's sad that that's bad. I always think I saw a video one time. It was with Kurt Cobain back in the 90s, and I think he was all upset that ticket prices weren't like $15 or $20 or something. Nora said, yes, I have online streaming tickets for the Serendipity concert for both days. Oak says, house has been great. It's a lot of fun. Most of the time it's very interesting and funny, but sometimes it'll pull up with a seriously incredible episode. I think my favorites have been the season 6 premiere, the Euphoria episode with Foreman, and Wilson's heart. Nora says, Steve from Blue's Clues has not been getting along with the lesbians on my island. He has also not been getting along with you. Logan, this is a sign. Why do you refuse to fall in love with Judge Udgy? I do love Judge Udgy. It's just that I prefer Rule 63, Judge Udgy. That's all. Oak says, I would never. Quicket says, Nora mentioned. Oak says, Nora, why are you bleeding? And then Quicket says, Nora, why are you bleeding? And then Nora with a little emote, and Oak says, throws you a tampon. Nora says, you stabbed me an hour ago. Oak says, no. Nora says, ew, I would never use this. Throws it back at you. Oak says, stabbed you 54 minutes ago, not an hour. Idiot. Nora says, okay, well, that's why I'm bleeding. And Oak says, nobody cares how you messed up 54 minutes and an hour. You fool. Ha! And then crying Nora emote. Let me take a look at YouTube chat. Duma says, well, I don't need evidence. Ryunosuke, the lawyer. Queen says, I have the guide if needed. Just yell for potato. Chomps on it like Gregson. Did you make an agam sound? I will chalk it up to my own faulty memory. Then, my struggle with that. Queen Katie says, to be fair, Logan, sometimes early trial time has us be dummies, and then later it's like, gasp, it's completely different from what we thought. Impossible! So maybe it will turn out that Ryunosuke is the dumb one, and he's misremembering, and I actually caught it, because I'm almost certain. I mean, again, chat, I could be wrong. I am almost certain that when we went over there, before Herlock even got shot, I looked at the background, and I said, okay, let's look for some clues and evidence, and the first thing I noticed was that the calendar was both turned over to the next day and smashed up. Maybe it was when we went back and saw, well, no, because that was just a fully animated cutscene when we saw, when Herlock had already been shot, and then we looked in and saw Winnie Bank's body. And after that, I don't think we really went back in there until the morning. I gotta rewatch it. Even now, I'm almost certain I was right about that. Derma says, Baron follows the ask for forgiveness, not permission rule, throwing his glass. I'm not the only one that called him Baron. Yeah. I do think it's funny he's always saying, forgive the discourtesy. He's always asking for forgiveness, but he's never saying he's truly sorry. Chat. Don't be a Van Zeeks. Then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and the victim. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windybank at all. So that's it?
And we got there in the end. We eventually... we're really bad. I say we didn't have nothing to do with it.
Look how happy Ringo is. I don't think I've ever seen an Ace Attorney character as happy as he is. Oh, I know he's a horrible criminal, but I want to protect him.
We didn't. That's what I reckon.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget, attempted murder. Quack hello, guy fellas!
We're in for it now, bruv.
Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where is he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Eccentric? That's who? Not me! Don't give me that look! He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh, we're finally gonna look at his security camera! Whoa! No! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders! What is that, Council? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption! Is that gonna steal my soul if you take a picture of me? As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. Oh, is that what red-handed means? The prosecution has... Look at that Let's stack. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. We thumb through like a flip book. 8 o'clock p.m., 8:30 p.m., 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. As the courts will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite desultory fashion. I don't think that's a real word. Desultory. I'm assuming it means like reliable or something. Let's see. Desultory. Let's see. Adjective. Jumping or shifting from one thing to another without a clear plan, purpose, or a steady focus. Actions that are aimless, haphazard. It's okay, marked by a lack of definite plan, regularity, or purpose. Okay, so yeah, they just ran. I mean, every half hour, but yeah, they're just kind of randomly going. I need to read some more of the chat. I am thirsty. I'm thirsty for a sip of water. Okay, let's read some more of the chat. Oak says we need the Wahap and redeem back. You know what I need to do? Because why'd we take it down? Was it was like too quiet or something? I need to just like redo that file and just like jack the volume way up high and re-upload it over where I've currently got it uploaded. Crystal says, is it my Wi-Fi or do we have buffers? I don't appear to be dropping any frames on my side. Anybody else having problems like Crystal is having? Nora says, that's you. Logan near me is doing a Samiko Saba impression right now. Is it a good one? Here's my Saba impression. Oh crap, that's Gura. So Samiko Saba's Pepapot. Kuita says, I think 7 chapters, because like 7 souls in Undertale. Okay, so we got like 2 more after this one. Oak says, I highly recommend doing chapter 4 and 5 Weird Route stuff soon. Okay, in that case, what I may need to do is when we are streaming chapter 5, I may off-stream need to go back and do chapter 4 Weird Route and then like pause right before something different than when we start up. I can do like, hey, let's check out the Weird Route stuff. I don't know, something like that. Because otherwise there won't be enough Weird Route for a full stream and I don't want you guys to have to sit around while I'm doing the same. Oh crap, that means I'm gonna have to do all those boss fights all over again, won't I? Oak says 7 chapters total. Chapters 4 and 5 probably have about an hour and a half of Weird Route material. Wait, really? I thought chapter 4 only had mainly the stuff at Noelle's house. Oak said if you take things slow, chapter 5 is the biggest Weird Route change so far. The main problem is between chapter 4 and 5. Nora says, I've been watching Adventure Time and I'm excited for a new spin-off series and I don't know if you know about it or what it would be. Spoilers, but it's cool. I've heard about it. I think it's just supposed to be like earlier in the lore stuff. Oak says, like, you can do basically everything else off stream. But again, it's like the spurts. Like, because let's say I finish chapter 5, and then I go back and I do Weird Route. It's like, all right, here's a half hour worth of Weird Route content. Now it's 2.5 hours of just repeated stuff. Queegita says, to the point of what might be the wildest whiplash of fan art between yay, fun times in chapter 5 versus what the heck was that? And then Oak says, but the chapter 4 Dark World is a lot. And then Nora says, I have one Deltarune spoiler for the new chapter, but I don't think it's anything big, and I won't say it here, obviously, but... Well, I said before, I don't know if all of you were here yet, I did finally see my first chapter 5 spoiler, but I think it's a minor one. I believe all it is the confirmation of the appearance of a character in the chapter that was already kind of hinted at or implied that everyone kind of guessed or assumed was going to make an appearance. Let me take a look over at YouTube chat. Toshi says, Ace gaslighting. Derma says, stereoscope time. Oh, are we going to do a stereoscope with these pictures? Is that going to like imply that the camera shifted? Because if it's only from one position, it should just be like, they shouldn't be 3D, right? Frozy says, hey, Toshi, what's your Discord username? And the Derma says, Pepapot. Pepapot. I love Samiko Saba, y'all. Okay. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite desultory fashion. Rather prodigal, I feel. You guys know what prodigal means, right? Because there's famously the prodigal son, the parable in the New Testament in the Bible. It's about the son who leaves, and then because it's like the man has 2 sons. And one is really good and dutiful, and the other takes all of his money and he leaves and just lives a wild, crazy party lifestyle. And then comes back and he's like, Dad, take me back. I ran out of money and I'm so sad. And the dad throws a big party for him. And then the other son, who was always good, is like, Dad, why you never throw parties for me? And the dad's like, oh, come on, I just got my son back. Don't be a buzzkill. I may be paraphrasing a little bit. But I think a lot of people treat it like prodigal means leaving and then returning. Because he's the prodigal son when he left and then came back. That's not what prodigal means. Prodigal means wasteful. So Judge, old-timey Udgy, thank you for using the word properly, saying that it's wasteful. In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim shop, my lord. Oh, so it is going to be a stereoscope if it's from 2 slightly different angles? Are they right next to each other? If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here. Oh, maybe not, if they're pointing in at different things. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see ... how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. Oh. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. Ha! Hey, I's a fair bit of fry tuck, eh, bruv? It's good luck, right? That's a rhyme and slang.
Lady Luck loves a skulking.
Witnesses, learn how to high five, or just shake hands or something. At what time did your trespassing begin?
I must have been just after 1. Right, bruv. Must have been, yeah, just gone 1.
In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment, what scene might we expect to see within the shop? Oh, so we're gonna look at the door to see if, like, the curtain has been, like, changed or anything has been moved around. Let us examine the evidence. Oh, crap. This is not helpful, Gina. This is not helpful, Gina. Chat, if you were ever accused of murder, the fact that you did this is something you should share with your defense attorney before the trial starts. Well, guilty. You're guilty. Yeah. Oh, hang on. No, I want to look at the picture a bit longer. He's got an adorable dog in his photograph. Hey, it's a cute little dog. It's the defendant. The brim of her hat is covered at the top of her face. That could be anybody. It could be anybody. It could be Edgar Benedict. Miss Gina Lestrade. Hubba. Yeah, they're wearing shorts. Why are they wearing shorts in the stand? As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. I gotta read some chat. This is, again, not helpful to our cause. Over on the Twitch chat, Queen Katie says, a fun fact, when I was looking up Chapter 5 of Deltarune, I somehow randomly got video of the weird route. I nearly got spoiled, but did notice all of the weird stuff in the timeline when I hovered over the video. The YouTube channel did not say it was weird route, and I would be more mad if I was fully spoiled without realizing. Oak said maybe Logan could see if he could get a Chapter 5 weird route save online. He could maybe do both Chapter 4 and 5 weird route in one stream. Maybe. I don't know if I would trust downloading a save file from the internet. We'll see. I will think on it. I will try to see what I can figure out, but thank you very much. Oak said, because there really isn't anything in Chapter 5 that would change based on the previous saves. Noah says, Lurk, my phone is charging, so I can't have it right now, right next to me, but it's like behind me, so I can turn around to chat, but it's like a lot of work, so I won't be chatting as much. Well, thank you for your Lurk, Nora. And I suppose turning around is a lot of work. Said your me is on a Ferris wheel with a lesbian couple right now. I love the little Ferris wheel on the Tomodachi Life. I had a couple of Final Fantasy characters that took a Ferris wheel ride and kind of reminded me of the gold saucer date in Final Fantasy VII. Nora says, dillying. Now I want a dilly bar From Dairy Queen? I don't even know what that is. Whenever I go to Dairy Queen, I usually ignore the Dairy Queen stuff. I get Orange Julia stuff because they're combined where I go. Queen says 9 shattered glasses, and then Oak with a lurk. Thank you for the lurk. Oh, Queen says no buffers here. Crystal says it was my Wi-Fi. I had to refresh multiple times. Lol. I'm sorry. At least you don't have ads. I think because you are, because you're moderator. I don't know if you're currently subscribed or not, or how that works for moderators and VIPs and whatnot. Although I did notice, I believe this is just coincidental timing and has nothing to do with my birthday, but I did notice that Twitch is advertising, again, 35% off gifted subgroups until my birthday. I don't know what that is, but let's take a look over to YouTube chat. Atoshi says it's Ranhiji _ 58475? What is that, Toshi? What was Ranhiji _ 58475? Duba says, Your Honor, it was AI. 1900s AI. I do wonder how badly AI is going to screw over evidence like this in courtrooms before long. Derma says, at the very least, she's guilty of assault, if not murder. Okay, and this is true. I don't know if you guys realize this, but even if you don't actually attack someone, just brandishing a gun like this, threateningly at someone, my understanding is that is assault with a deadly weapon. That is a very serious crime. Now, maybe he was just wanting to shoot himself, and he was like, oh, drop me gun somewhere, can't find it. Where'd I put me gun? Want to hold it up to me temple and threaten to shoot myself like I always do. And she was like, oh, it's right over here. It's right here. Dropped it. I'm just holding it. It's right here. I'm gonna hand it to you, and you can take it. We don't know the context. Maybe it was something perfectly innocent like that, like assisted suicide attempts. And Toshi says, we're so doomed. Rio 1890. Apparently, again, this is not how I wanted this evidence to go. Let's play a bit more. The accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. Okay, that, I guess might explain how she broke in there. If she did assault him, though, I don't know this. This is a question for the lawyers out there. Does he have to still be alive to press charges for assault with a deadly weapon? I don't know how that works. And I guess there goes my theory that she broke in through the closed shop next door. Quite, one can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. I imagine there was also a unicorn in it, because I was just doodling a unicorn on my desk. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel. The photograph of Gina has been entered into the court record. A photograph taken automatically by the red-handed recorder showing the scene of a short time before the murder took place. Okay, let's see if he gives us any more of those. And maybe we'll be able to compare and find some differences or something. Or if that's the only one. Ugh. I don't believe it! Jenny, no, actually, come to think of it, with everything we know about her, this totally tracks. In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Windybank. Why does he always do that? It's not even surprising anymore. Wait, who's this? Is this Gregson? Oh, say me lord. Or is it Iris? I say, my lord. Or it could be Herlock bursting. I say, my lord. Oh, maybe it's someone on the jury. Oh, it's probably the jury gonna go. It's like we all. It's gonna be everyone on the jury deciding to declare her guilty, and then we'll have to do a summation examination. I say, my lord. It's Garrett, right? Hey, huh? That's right.
Wonder if I might put in a word at this point.
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
Took a bully bullet to the knee in the Battle of Maiwand, 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from service, sadly. Of course, a medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield.
Yes, you're Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point?
And carried on the battle after retirement, you'll see, the battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron, 6 men, all good and true.
I think 2 of them are women, bro.
and we'll all go down together, you mark my words, one for all and all for one. Glug, glug, glug. I got another glass. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand?
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct?
Oh. In a manner of speaking, yes. That's the Geradeb Squadron's position, sir.
What? No! It's too soon to make a judgment here!
The status report for the court men, whom they dabble. His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions, too. I think you'll find the truth is clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember.
That's the same thing you said before about leaving something in. Is he the doctor that did Herlock's surgery? I kind of half-heartedly joked last time that maybe he left his wristwatch in. You know what it is? It's going to be that he left the bullet in. And it's going to prove that I was right. It's going to prove that I was right, that I was paying close enough attention, and that is not the bullet that hit Herlock Sholmes lodged in the calendar. The bullet is still inside of him. And that's going to show that there was some other gun firing going on in there. Because okay, here's the thing. I don't think that we have had anything to do with like rifling marks and matching up bullets to guns or any of that nonsense, right? I think we are only assuming that it is Windybank's gun that shot Windybank because that gun was in the room with him and it had been discharged. I think what it is that before the burglars even arrived, Windybank or Gina or somebody fired off the gun. Maybe Windybank pulled out the gun, Gina took it away, fired it in that direction, hit the calendar, and she's like, there, now it's empty. You don't got to worry about it. See, I'm not assaulting you. I'm saving your life from suicide because he was always pointing the gun to his own head. Oh, no, except crap, there's blood on there. It would have to have hit somebody. But regardless, okay, something happened beforehand. Somebody was in there. Maybe Egbert Benedict broke in and got shot through like the shoulder and blood splat. I don't know. But that happened beforehand. The bullet that hit Herlock is still lodged in Herlock, but we're going to establish that bullet in the calendar is from Windybank's gun. And Windybank, therefore, was shot by someone else's gun. Oh! And Egbert Benedict had a gun earlier in this chapter. You know, I often joke about how things that we see in these games are Chekhov's fill in the blank. You know, if we see a potato that will be important later in the case, it's like, that's Chekhov's potato. In this, it's an allusion to Chekhov's gun. In this case, Chekhov's gun was literally Chekhov's gun. It's going to be Egbert Benedict. And that's going to be the gun. And because it's not Windybank's gun, we don't got to worry about it being in Jean Lestrade's hand that he pulled open. I still don't know the whole thing with it being a slightly downward angle. It could have been the Windybank was like bending over for something and therefore his back was at an angle and so the bullet actually came downward, but it looks like it went up. But I feel good about this. I feel really good about this. Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now. Undeniable. Stop. I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. That's right, we just ask you to deliberate whatever the crap we want to. There's Wild West rules here in my courtroom. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Voice.
Guilty.
You let my
Guilty.
You just kind of did.
Guilty.
A little bit.
Guilty.
And
Guilty.
guilty. Ka-cha! Oh, wait, Doctor died! Wait, no, oh, he used his head! Oh, because his hands are sterile from operating! He has to keep his hands, did you see that? He used his head. Because he can't touch anything. That is impressive attention to detail! And potentially unnecessary extra budget for them because they already would have, in the previous time he was on the jury, had an animation of him using his hand. It's now he used his head. Please tell me you guys saw that. It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. Oh, that photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. Okay, let's take a closer look at it then. I was hoping that maybe Van Zieks would present more photos than just that. A photograph taken automatically by the red-handed recorder showing the scene a short time before the murder took place. I feel like unless we have another photo to like compare, that we're not going to get a whole heck of a lot out of this. Maybe if we could at least see the photo from the other camera at the same time? I mean, we do see that down there on the counter is the picture with the cat on it. And so that is going to be the one of the 2 pawnbroker tickets, right? Agbo! Thank you, Atlantic. I will read some chat in just a second. I feel like I'm potentially onto something here, but thank you, Atlantic, for the Seeker's Redeem. Okay, so this was the redemption ticket from the pawnbrokery owned by the victim, Mr. Winnipeg, in the form of the handwritten note on the back of the photograph. But which ticket was this one? Because we had 2 of them. This one was for one small box. We still don't know what that one was. And this one was the one that had the victim's blood on it. That was Mr. Mason's. I can't remember where. Oh yeah, this one was. Okay, this is coat. So it was found in the coat. Oh no, it's for the coat and for the box. I can't remember where we found which ones. However, when we look at the photograph though, oh wait, no, the blood stain is on the other side. Hang on, let me take a look at the blood stain one to see if any of the blood had like bled through to the photograph side. Hi, Bababo! Vero!
Good morning, chat. Sorry, couldn't be here. I got an appointment so early in the morning. Also, it was scary to get sensed by the Seeker's command. I can't be here unless I'm home earlier, so break a leg, mister.
Oh, Vera, before you go, you missed the, I assume that means you're leaving. You missed the random Transformers check. I'm just curious if you know who it was. Is Uktar. Do you know who that is? That's some trivia for you. Uktar was the one of the suggested pre-production concept phases names for Starscream. And so it was suggested maybe he could be named Uktar. And incidentally, both Armada Starscream was considered to have it and be called that instead of Starscream, but they eventually just went with Starscream. And Skybound established that was Starscream's name in their continuity before he like joined the Decepticons, then took on the name Starscream. I waited to answer Extemporaneous's random Transformers check. So I do got plenty of Starscreams. None of them are technically properly named Oktar. But thank you, Vera, for the 10 bits. I don't know if the appointment is maybe for the about your eye, for the eye doctor or something like that, but I hope whatever it is, it goes well. And he can't be here unless I'm home early, so break a leg. So thank you, Vero, for popping in. I really appreciate it. Good luck at your appointment. I hope everything goes well. Thank you for the 10 bits. And I'll cross my fingers that maybe somehow you will come home early and we'll still see you, just luckily. All right, so I wonder if there'll be some way to figure out which one of these pictures it is, because it's so small in the photograph that I can't really. Okay, wait, that one, the cat's head is overlapping with the snowman. So let's see if either of the 2 stereoscopic prints has the cat's head overlapping. That cat's head is not overlapping. And this cat's head is not overlapping. Okay, so it's either inaccurate or it's a completely different stereoscopic print featuring the exact same cat. I'm gonna assume it's the same one and the illustration is just not particularly accurate. Okay, let's keep going. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Jenny didn't shoot him! No, of course not. My lord! The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. I admit, I'm a bad lawyer that I have to do this every time. Last trial, I had to do it twice. I am not good at this. Yeah, I figured. Very well, the court grants permission. So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. Quick note, by the way, I was just thinking about this earlier. you know, in so many of the previous Ace Attorney games, I feel like a lot of the prosecutors probably came to respect either Phoenix Wright or Apollo Justice or Athena Sykes or whomever we are playing as at any given time, because by the end of it, they did prove quite conclusively that their client is innocent, and they kind of realized like, oh, they're actually good at this, and they can't really, other than Winston Payne and Gaspin Payne, who held grudges against Phoenix Wright. Even though they shouldn't have, everybody else I think had kind of come to realize like, oh, it is good that Phoenix Wright or whomever else won those cases because yes, the defendant was innocent. However, like Van Zeeks has probably got to assume that we're just a bad person because McGilded was guilty as sin. I don't know, maybe he just assumes that because McGilded was guilty that Natsume had to be guilty as well. He probably thinks we're the bad guy, huh?
I learned about Octa because of Skybound. That comic was spoiled to oblivion to me, lol, but I'm sure I'm blind to a lot of it. Also, yes, I related. It's getting better, but they want to re-diagnose me because they're like I could be one of 3 things and they all have different treatment plans, so a lot of...
My blood tests and MRI being redone? Well, thank you for the 10 bits, Vero. At first, I hope mentioning that his name used to be Oktar isn't like a spoiler, because that really doesn't say anything about the story. It just kind of establishes, yeah, in flashback, he had a different name. And it was because it was just like an Easter egg for like fans. But I hope everything goes well, and I hope that none of the 3 things are serious, or that if they are serious, that it's not the serious thing. Because I think, you know, last time you gave us an update, it was that it was an issue where your immune system kind of forgot that your eyeball was part of you. Which, again, I have heard is a thing, that your body has some, like, separation between the rest of your body and the immune system and the eyeball because, your body wouldn't be able to identify it properly. So I hope everything goes okay, Vero. And thank you for the 10 bits. Please keep us updated. And I'm going to read some more of the chat before we hear all these statements. Let's see. Quiggy was doing 9 shattered glasses. Shattered glass, just for Vero there. And then Oak with the lurk. Oh yeah, no, I read that. Let's see. Quiggy says, also, I'm so glad we have spoiler chat for reasons. I am losing it, and I'm glad to have an outlet? Okay, I'm gonna guess that has to do with me, and I want to say correctly, noting the thing with the calendar, because I am still convinced I'm right about this. And that the game is being a big old doo-doo head. Krista with an emote, it says, yeah, Katie goes crazy with fun facts and spoilers laughing. Quita says, not quite Crystal, please check spoiler chat about what I'm losing it on. And Vex, how you doing? Says, hey y'all, what's up? Sees gun. I have picked a bad time. It's like, yeah, he's like walking in and you just see, oh yeah, guy with a gun in the room. I better leave before Lalo does something bad with that gun. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Oh, I gotta scroll up just a little bit. Scroll up. Dermot says, assault is to threaten, battery is to attack. Yes, say yes. Yes, the comparison that I've always heard is that if someone is like threatening to punch you, that's assault. Punch connects, that's battery. But that's what I've heard anyway. Toshi says, Ranhiji is my Discord user. Oh, that's right. Okay, crap. On Discord, I'm going to be honest. My brain like auto-filters everybody's username on Discord, just like it does here in chat. And so I think because I've never really pronounced it out loud until now, I just don't think of you as that. So I'm sorry, but thank you for the clarification, Toshi. Toshi says, some people call me Rania, some Hijikata, so I mix them up into Ranhiji. Nice! Durma says, assault and battery is both and most common. Well, it's probably hard to assault without the battery, unless you just like surprise the person with no threat. Maybe, I'm not a lawyer or a cop. Frulzy with a thumbs up, and Durma says, I'm not sure if rifling marks analysis was a thing in this era. Probably not. We already talked about it earlier that I guess like even fingerprint stuff is kind of new and they're just figuring it out. So they probably don't have that. And you know what? That's probably good. It makes it more mysterious and interesting, and we have to find other ways to prove it. It's kind of like how in modern movies, whenever something bad or scary is happening, they always have to come with some reason where like someone will pull out their phone and be like, darn, my phone battery's dead, or darn, there's no signal, or pull out my phone, whoops, I just dropped it in the ocean. They have to find some way to get rid of cell phones, because cell phones solve almost all problems. And the same thing, rifling marks will make this too easy, so now we gotta find creative ways to figure it out. So thank you very much. Let me get a sip of water here. Okay, let's keep going. All the evidence clearly points to the finger of guilt. Points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocket hen. Is that like a female pickpocket word? As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. Are we gonna have to use his stereoscope for stuff later? If I have left it in there, I should think there'd be repercussions by now. Okay, so we're probably gonna press on his statement. We'll find out it's a bullet and it's in her lock and it's not that. So that's gonna help us immensely with him, I bet. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop. In the motherland, we say never judge by clothes. Judge by head. Your head emerges from clothes and is covered in beard. I am convinced brothers are innocent. You shouldn't have admitted homeland. I was convinced he was native British. Yeah. Is it just me or are jurors getting dumber as this game goes on? The circumstance of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. I'm also, once again, just to reiterate, still going with the fact that there's another way out of that storeroom. Digging tunnel, somehow. Not to mention this print. And take it from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield, that young girl's on the verge of pulling the bully trigger. Oh, crap, her finger is on the trigger. She has awful trigger discipline. She intends to kill somebody. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, dear. Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. Which means there's more to this situation than that we've yet to see. Agreed. I heard you. Were those your thoughts? I gotta check the delay. Wait, I'll check history. Yep, parentheses. I heard what you said. Yeah, we just go. You don't have inner monologue. You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Hi, Gregson and Skulkins back there. They're all delightful. The defense's rebuttal. Okay, you guys know the drill. We save, we press everything, and then we figure out whomst we're going to pit against each other's. But I want to read a couple more comments in the chat. Let's see, Quigga says, this is Miles Edgeworth all over again, isn't it? I know, why? And Queen Gated with the timestamp, 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 42 seconds. Oh, look at that. I am now, crap, I actually know I'm further behind. That's more than 20 minutes. Nora said, I just made the worst decision of my life. Did you just spend like $300 on VTuber merch again? Nora. Quiggin says, wow, time is spooky. Nora says, I accidentally pressed I can help you out when my me said that she would love a vending machine. No! That is the worst. If I did that, I'd immediately like close out of the game before it could save. Oh, hang on. I forgot. I can't scroll in the chat while this screen is on. Let's see. Quigga with another timestamp, 1 hour, 34 minutes. Quigga says, bonk, guilty. And there's the Seekers, and Lennox says, I see Seekers. And that was immediately Vero coming in. Quigga says, Vero. Nora says, my head hurts. Logan, I should draw you as a girl, and then I should draw you ship art of yourself and your girl self. I'm really tired. Is that incest? Is that self-cest? Is that another word that I don't want to say because it's too sexual? There was another TTS by Vero. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Frulzy says, I don't think it was Chekhov's gun. It was Windybank's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. You're right, Frulzy, technically. Dora says, oh my gosh, I really want one of these games to have a character whose name is Chekhov. Is a Chekhov pun. I hope the character's name is just Chekhov pun. And Frozy says, what's wrong with providing a me with a vending machine? It's because, okay, the problem is, like, have you played Tomodachi Live yet? I'm assuming you probably have. I thought everybody's been playing it. Is you'll be wandering around, they'll always be like, I want a street lamp here, I want a bench, or I want a whatever, I want a flower pot. And you'd be like, okay, spend money on it. Put it in some random place. You make bad choices. Here's money. It's handing over control to an NPC who doesn't deserve it. I just always say no to anybody that says that kind of crap. One thing that really gets me is one time, I just placed a new house, and someone was like, there's no roads that lead here. I would really like you to make some roads. And I was thinking, oh, I was gonna make some roads. Maybe this will save me some time. And you have the option of show me your vision. And I'm like, okay, show me your vision. And the vision was like this winding road that like went all, instead of just straight across. And I found it was because there were like weeds on the island. Apparently roads got to avoid weeds, even though you can put roads in the way of weeds. And you had no option for like, let me tweak it a bit. It's either that or nothing. It's like, crap, nothing. Now I got to do it manually. Anyway, let's play a little bit more. So what I've got? All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketing. Okay, so let's, we gotta press. Hold it! You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this.
Oh. Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn-up for the books. Oh, yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Wife left me, you know. Good for my health.
Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all.
Oh.
I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we?
You got my wife convicted of negligent, almost homicide.
I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything.
Oh. Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Garadeb house was the talk of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out and I couldn't get a bully soul to take up the tenancies.
Oh, well, one of the two guys that we met, right? The one that looked like a town crier, wasn't he like the other resident there? Because he would like stay up all night talking to Natsume, so he left? I hope he's important. Maybe he was just a tease for the next game, but that'd be weird because they couldn't have had a guarantee. Or is this game gonna end with a to be continued, like a cliffhanger? Like they locked in contractually that they were going to get a sequel right from the start? Oh!
Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough the old girls.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean she's in jail? Dermo, is that swearing? That sounds like a sex act.
Yes, can't be denied. You did do rather a lot, but not for us. That's for dashed certain.
I suppose not.
Of course. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously.
Obviously. But honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2. Oh, is he checking her out? Oh, cause she's a young hot maid.
He's like, oh, I wish my June looked like you.
As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. Hold it! Polishing the bench, I see, again.
A maid's work is never done, not a blemish must remain.
What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores?
On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pick-pursers, and crossmen, the scum of the earth.
A little harsh, perhaps.
Let me be plain. I want them all dead. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve those important goals.
You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Ronst magazine in between my duties. Duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital.
But doesn't he also works with like the Baker Street irregulars, right? He has a good working relationship with the scum of the earth. Mr. Sholmes? A maid? Now Chad is thinking about Herlock Sholmes in a maid outfit. Now Chat wants to draw fan art of Herlock Sholmes in a maid outfit. It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum, having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective. Minor detail. It was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned. Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway. Yes, all right. I shall amend my statement. Oh, okay. So that progressed something. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. But... Hold it! I agree with you. They should die. They should swing. I assume that's swinging like a hanging. We should kill them. Everybody, come on. Kill the brothers. Kill the two brothers, not Gregson. I mean, I don't know if we have extra rope. The shooting of Mr. Sholmes was an unforgivable act that deserves death. But the purpose of this trial is to determine who shot the pawnbroker, Mr. Windybank. I'm afraid you're splitting hairs, sir. Sorry? Whether it was the thieves or the pick purse, it was still gutter trash that shot the pawnbroker in the end. Unless it was Egbert Benedict. Filth that should be cleaned up and eradicated in my considered opinion. Thanks so much for sharing. Changing this man's mind isn't going to be easy. Bruno! It was one of those two brothers that shot Hurley, wasn't it? Yes, without question. I'm gonna kill him! I'll never forgive them! Oh, Iris. Perhaps we can use this maid's statement to help us somehow. I don't know, do you think? Yes, maybe. Let's listen carefully to what each juror has to say first. Okay, so we're probably going to then talk to the doctor, and the doctor will say that I left it in is the bullet in her lock during his operation, and we'll combine with her and him, say the bullet's still there. I need to read some more chat though. This takes a while, and I miss y'all. Every time we do a summation examination, I forget how long these take. Let's see. Queen says, "Oh, good luck, Vero." Vera says, "Nah, it's good." Okay, good. Nora says, "Vero, before you go, please, I need to know what hair you used for your me." Crystal says, "I hope you're well, Vero." Vera says, "It was one of the sets, I think. I'll open up Tomo Life once I'm home for you." Nora says, "Okay, thank you." Vera Salute says, "Okay, friends. Hoping my stuff gets done before streaming so I can be there. Bye-bye. Even if you can't, thank you for popping in. Have a good rest. Have a good appointment. Vera, hopefully we'll see you later, though." Quigita says, "Bye." And Nora says also, "Logan, I sent the music video on the VTubers channel and tagged you in it. You should watch it. Maybe after stream. Perhaps. Perchance. It probably won't be tonight, I can say that, because like after this stream, I need to get to bed like right away. I have to be up early for work tomorrow. Let me take a look over to YouTube chat. Derma says, "That would be self-cessed, Logan." There was another word I was going to use, but it was a bad one. Says, "No, it's fine. Clapped up can mean many things. In this, it means stuck. In this context, clapped up in jail." Okay. Okay, it just sounded like, because I've heard people say things like, that person's butt is caked up. I think that's not a swear. And so it's like, oh, I thought maybe it was that. And Derba says, "In the same way, I'm clapped up with a cold." Okay, I am learning UK idioms. Or is there slang, I guess, apparently. Something like that. Okay, let's see this guy. The guy that looks like Conan O'Brien, but with a stereoscope. Crossed eyes. I love crossed eyes. And more characters need crossed eyes. "I think you will find that if you look at this photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out." Hold it! What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry, what? Don't you know? If you look at the photographic print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection!
But there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. he... Okay, I gotta figure it out. But also, why are you declaring guilty then? But I know what it's gonna be. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We're going to request from Van Zeeks the photo from the other angle of this. Oh, because look at the bottom here. Yeah, you can see my cursor here. Look where her feet are. Her feet are here. And his feet, because he's a little bit taller, are down here. She is not looking, like she's not directly across from him. So we're gonna use depth perception to show that because she's shorter and her head's about the same level, she's up further away and she's looking at whatever is past him. So there is possibly somebody else here. Maybe Egbert Benedict? Oh, wait, no, this is at 1 a.m. It was right after that is when the Skulkin brothers are claiming they entered. So either they lied, they came in earlier and she's pointing the gun there, or somebody else. Again, I'm gonna keep sussing on Egbert Benedict is over there. Yeah. Okay, can we, magnifying glass? Can we look closer? I promise I'm not trying to look at a teenager's feet. I just want to see, because you can see that that's there, but then his feet go below the frame. See, now I'm looking at a grown man's feet, which is still gross. Now I'm looking at a doll's feet, which is not gross, but still weird. Now I'm looking at a cat. Now I'm looking at a cat's feet, which is adorable and fluffy and has little beans on it. Huh. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Man currently wearing a stereoscope on his head? Oh, how did you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating, it's the height of modernity. I feel like his voice might be too close to Herlock's. Of course. Oh, yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay. Giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. Greater than penicillin? Wait, do we have penicillin back in nowadays? If only it could give me new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. If I have left it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now. Hold it! What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. So sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? That totally passed me by. Rianowski, what do you think? Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors, oh no. Oh, they're not? What? Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field. So what is it that you think you've left behind? Well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. A standard thing went in through the abdomen. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. Darn it, there goes my theory that it's the bullet still lodged in Herlock. What? Did he? Surely not. Exactly, surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? The fellow by the name of Herlock Sholmes? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. You could survive having a scalpel inside someone. That's exactly my concern. And seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've been sewn up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure. I'm sure you need to be more sure. We still got two more. I gotta read some more of the chat. These summation examinations take so long. Let's see, Quingit said, wait, I just realized the maid is the one in the picture we looked at in the shop at the start of the case. Oh yeah, because I think you even said at the time it looked like the maid in the previous case. Quingit said, wonder if they'll call that outlaw. I wonder if it is intended or if they're just like, people will assume it's a different maid. Beck says, Herlock Sholmes in a maid dress. Dang, Logan, you really read my mind. I just know what chat peoples are likely to be drawn toward. Nora said, I don't know how much longer I can stick around for. My head hurt. Is it having to do with the eye? I hope you're okay. Astro Dude said, actually, it's the opposite. This was meant to be just one game, but Shutakumi had so many ideas, he needed to. Okay, so in that case, Astro Dude, does that confirm, because I've been trying to figure out this whole time, how we can get through all the stuff that still needs to be resolved, the Crystal Tower, the thing with the government secrets being leaked, those extra 2 characters that we saw, by the end of this case, because this is the last case of the first game. So does that mean that, yes, they had confirmed initially that it would be multiple games, like a contract for that, kind of like with like Final Fantasy Remake? It's like, okay, yeah, there'll be another one coming out soon. So thank you for the information, Astro Dude, and good to see you. How's your weekend? Good to see you like twice within about a week. Nora said, Logan, I'm so excited to be able to nerd talk with you about astronomy after my astronomy class next year. Oh, you're taking astronomy next year? Nice. Said I'm gonna disappear now. Bye-bye. Head hurts. Bye-bye. Have a good rest of the stream. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Maybe, depending on what stream will be on Tuesday. I am leaning toward maybe Hollow Knight again, but we might just triple up, or not Hollow Knight, excuse me, Silk Song again, but we might just triple up with Ace Attorney. I have not decided. Some of it will depend on how much time I have off stream to practice Silk Song, running around and trying to get the hang of new things. And I'm like 2 comments away from catching up over on Twitch chat. I'm so close over there. Over on YouTube, Crystal popped into YouTube saying, hey, YouTube chat. Oh, Crystal, are you going to try and smooch with YouTube chat again? Anyway, let's play a little bit more here. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission or verdict to follow. Stop. Hold it. Hold it. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Oh, is he going to teach her all about a telegraph? Are you from the Far East? Stop! Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. I just realized how this is going to be important. I hope how this is going to be important. So we established earlier, Susato's father, according to Strongheart, he claims her dad is sick and she has to go back to Japan, right? She went to go board a train. We also found out because the weather, her train to the steamship is all running late, that she should still make the ship, but she's delayed. If we can use a telegraph like this to verify that her dad is not sick, that Strongheart lied, which is still my theory, I'm just guessing that, maybe we can have her come back and she can help us save the day? All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. But now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cable have been laid along the ocean beds connecting the entire world. Wait, but except Susato received a telegram to inform her of this, so I guess maybe it is confirmed. Thousands of miles of cable on the ocean bed! It makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You are well informed, young lady. Stop! No, keep going, but then stop. But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop! And just when I was starting to catch up. Radio transmission is the future. Stop! Messages carried over airwaves to our 4 corners of the globe. Stop! Excitement growing. Stop! Atmosphere electric. Stop! Right. Try not to wear out your fingers. Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop! Driving technological revolution. Stop! And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle. I can't understand it. I really can't. Why you bow? They're just silly toys. Okay, that's him. We'll come back to this. I want to talk to Violent Bolshevik first. Don't spare any feelings, will you? It's not like there's anyone here who likes stereoscopes. So, why exactly do you think the defendant is guilty? It's quite simple. We haven't been shown a scrap of evidence to suggest that she isn't the culprit. And just as radio waves dash through the skies faster than the eye can see, so we should dash to the conclusion of this trial and stop pandering to indecision. Wait, was indecision? Did she spell with a T? That can't be like British spellings. They don't add extra consonants. Apparently. In the motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. Oh, they say the brothers are innocent. Of Winniebank or of Herlock? The Herlock shooting. Hold it! Please tell me you're not violent Bolshevik. Don't say name of this other guy who is not me. It's so crazy. Why would you say such thing? The Russian revolutionary? I mean, he's a pretty cool looking guy. Revolutionary? Does violent Bolshevik have mouths? I believe there is such a rumor. It's just a rumor? As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal. Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat, deceptocrat. And which glove fits? Hang on. Good day! I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Not to blow it up. Well, as long as he's not going to blow it up. Right, that didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts. To be treated like vicious criminal all the time is very painful. People do not realize. So I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals just because of how they look, and because they break laws, and because they shoot people. The Skulkin brothers? Maybe they went inside pawnbroker shop, but they have done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say. Is Violent Bolshevik their long-lost brother? Because he's being, like, very defensive of them. Okay, so if one's a pear and one's an apple, what fruit is he gonna be? Like a pineapple? A watermelon? Some tall banana? He's gonna be some kind of fruit? By which I mean a literal fruit. I'm not like a negative term for being gay. I mean, he might be gay. I don't, you know, that's his business. Whatever he does in the comfort of his own bedski is his business ski. The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night? All right, well, first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straightway. Tell me something, Iris. What is it, Bruno? The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, are the what was it, 6 million people here? Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist? Sorry, I mispronounced the word. English is still my second language, I'm Japanese. A Russian terrorist sitting among them who looks for all the world like a revolutionary. I wish I knew. This is crazy. That's how we do it. Us zany English. Oh, I just realized my cursor's been on the screen that whole time. My apologies. If I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors, the trial will be over. But we know that Ginny would never shoot anyone. I mean, unless they really had it coming, or she felt like it. Yes, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. I must be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Okay, so we got to go back to Telegram Lady and get the thing that the stereoscope boy said. So we hold it. Sorry, and she starts bad mouthing stereoscopes or whatever, and they're going over to him and talk to him, and that's gonna give us an extra thing. We have electric telegram. All right, there we go. Oh, he's so mad. He's so angry. Now we gotta pursue. Let's save before we pursue. Can I save? Yeah, there we go. Save, because it's been taking a long time just to get to this point. Save. Let's pursue. Excuse me. Juror number 3. Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but what? Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. His hair is so fluffy. Oh, you bet I do! Say that again! Go on, I dare you! Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Absolutely. I mean, really. Machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions. Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. Is the judge not going to be like, stay on task, everybody? Huh. Just so you know. Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. Oh, I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues you'd never even noticed before. What? All right, this is where we're going to get the other photo from 1 a.m. from Van Zeeks. Have you got any, Runo? Any prints we can look at with a stereoscope? Absolutely! Yes! How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. Is this gonna hurt me if I'm gonna choose this one. Here's a photo. There you go. Take it. There you go. All right then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all. Oh, I don't have another print. What is Q? Review scene? Oh, return to question. I don't have another photo. Do we have any in here? There's oh, maybe if I show the map, because the map is marked with where the 2. Oh, the camera here.
Take that!
Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more? Oh, okay, so that was the game. That was the game intentionally giving me a choice that I could not answer correctly. What do you mean, one more print? Oh dear, oh dear. Don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how stereoscopes work? No! What? You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember? Yeah. You know, one for the left eye and one for the right. Oh yeah, I remember now. But the print we have from the pawnbrokery is just a normal photograph. No, I think you will find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation. Well, if we obtain another print at some point later... No! Why later? Van Zeeks is right there. Just ask him. Just ask him. Just please ask him. Do I have to like pit two of the jurors against each other first? Later in the trial, we can always show it to the young man then. My disappointment in you knows no bounds, Iris. Ha 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 ha! Why can't we just... He's got a stack. He said there's 2 cameras. One, like, point... I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me. Let's get things back on track, shall we, Council? Was I supposed to show him the stupid cat photos? Let's try to see if we can pit 2 other jurors against each other first. All we need is another shot from a slightly different location, and we could see the scene in 3 dimensions. Oh yeah, maybe if we press here, then Van Zeeks will give us the photo. Let's try that. Press! Please, please. Can it really be up? Maybe Van Zeeks is gonna go, it's like, I'm not allowed to talk during the summation examination. Zip it up. Can it really show up new clues, though? Don't know unless you try. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same one. The same one. No, I guess. Never mind. I want to exit out of this. I want to back out. Okay, I'll try this. I'm gonna present this and just see what he says about the cat, I guess. Take that! Oh, I was wrong. I can't actually think of anything we could use at all. What? Really? Oh dear, I think that maybe I need to have a stereoscopic look at your brain sometime. What's that supposed to mean? Okay, so we gotta pit 2 other people against each other first. So let's review what everybody says now their statements have been changed. Evidence clearly points finger at guilt this young pickpocketian. Hers changed. These brothers are scum of the earth. Oh! Pit her against the violent Bolshevik because he was saying that they are innocent of everything. So save, and we'll try and pit those 2 against each other, and they just fight it out. And then maybe they'll smooch at some point, you know? It's a free country-ish, sort of. And let's pit against you. Brothers are innocent. Pit.
Objection.
Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other. Oh, hey! Counsel, explain yourself. Oh, my statement contradictory. Contradict. Oh, no. Oh, second half of word is bad. Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouse. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene of the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. That's right where that surgeon said he was operating some dude. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear? Huh. Abdomen. Abdomen. Sir, do you not know it's this? It's this. It's this down here, where the 6-pack is. Sorry, my English still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear? Oh, you are telling the court you didn't hear? There we go. Forgive me, I did not hear. Here is word abdomen, part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. So if my stomach is inside my leg, is that my new abdomen? Is this what you mean you should say in plain English? I am Russian, not native speaker. Who thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again? I made the kissing sound. To set mouse down first. If I do this with mouse in hand, mouse squished. I kiss mouse, not squish mouse saw. You're telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before, we never did nothing. But truth is, they shot detective? This is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right! Ah, no! Oh, no! Stop! With Kiss Mouse, not Squish Mouse. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by person who look like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means when they say we never took nothing, maybe it also was big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so, oh, poor mouse. Enough! I trust no one now. All through my life till now, I never had someone lie to me. Feel so betrayed. It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir. I must see with mine own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be. Yes, it is, Rudo! Easily, with other photographs, like this one from 1 a.m. that you wanted. You wanted it. Sorry? With prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder. We'll check the other one then, I guess, and see if there's, like, something missing. Ah! Oh, they probably took the box! That is the other ticket. I just assumed it was that one weird box that we saw on the shelves. Probably not. If you compare the print that pictures Jenny and the next print from a half hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey! 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 Cooey, 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 cooey! Cooey, 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 cooey! Mr. Prosecutor, what, that is my name? Cooey? What the F? Cooey! Cooey! Dot, calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. Cooey! Cooey! The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Cooey! Cooey! Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Cooey! Cooey, ooey, ooey! Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later after the brothers' flight. Cooey! Cooey! Cooey, cooey! Ow! Is this what Gina was standing on? This is what she was standing on, so we'll be able to use this with the other photograph, show them that in the 3D, we'll be able to see, yeah, she was standing on that. So this was taken after Hurley was shot then. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken. That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. Cooey. So the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. But there's two brothers with one lie. And two brothers. And one Gregson. They shot men, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Oh, good. No, not good! You were right, I did not understand situation. Not only do I not speak English, I have a deficit disorder of attention. Now, I know brothers have lied. I think it's very important to continue with trial. Not guilty. Not guilty. Yay! And it only took, what, like an hour of this summation examination? Yay! Well done, Runo! The balance is shifting! Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. And if I can do that, we just might turn the situation in our favor still. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. The post-shooting photograph has been entered in the court record. A photograph taken automatically by the red-handed recorder showing the scene after the murder. Another print of the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. I know we can. Let me just... In Lake of Lies, our man is dead fish. We must find truth, which is not a fish. Therefore, I say not guilty verdict and not fish verdict. All right, let's get back over to this guy. Get back over to him. And we'll save. Now we have 2 photographs to present. And even though she's not there, we'll be able to see what she was standing on to be able to tell it's farther back than Winnie Bank, and it should be fine at that point, right? I think save, and be done with this soon. Oh my goodness. I should read some more in the chat, though. I think I'm very, very far behind. Let's see. Atlantic says to Nora, good night, Nora. No way he couldn't see that outfit and think it, and at least think doctor of some kind. It is weird he was saying that surgeons aren't considered doctors back then. Astro Dude says, AA Wiki, quote, the development cycle of the... Oh, here we go. This will fully answer my question. Thank you in advance, Astro Dude. The development cycle of the game was long and difficult due to all the new approaches to the plot and game mechanics. The plot in particular took more effort than Takumi had anticipated. The last Ace Attorney scenario that he had written in an ordinary setting was the 2007 Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, and he wanted to make a series that could compete with the original trilogy in terms of quality. The game script was huge and changed drastically multiple times before being finalized in April of 2015. With much of the content having to be split off and eventually be used in the sequel, The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Okay, so it sounds like they maybe didn't plan on a full sequel, but there was so much, like, or guaranteed it, but there was just so much stuff. They're like, yeah, we'll just, we got to do a sequel now, and so it's there. So thank you for all the information, Astro Dude. That answers a huge pile of my questions. Let me take a look at YouTube chat. I gotta scroll up a little bit in YouTube. Let's see. Crystal says, laughing, no, not yet. Derma says, hi, Crystal. I'm concerned you have to clear MO in the YouTube chat. Crystal says, what's up, Dermo? Yeah. Derma says, I hate to disappoint, but there's a far fewer to smooch with today. Crystal says, I'm not smooching anyone, though. Not yet. Derma said the yet is what concerns me. And there's Boney! I still can't remember if we ever decided if it was Boney or Bonnie. I feel like I switched back and forth. Good to see you again! Says, no, let him go, poor mouse. I know, I'm so worried about that little mouse. But how are you doing? It's good to see you back. Derma says, poor mouse. And I think we established it was, I want to say Bonnie. Maybe it was Boney. I feel like, again, I apologize if I'm going back and forth. It says, poor mouse. And then fish, question mark. Yeah, supposing I'm a fish. Or hypothetical like. Atlantic says, nothing more predictable than a Russian in a game referencing the motherland. Queen says, wait, Logan, I didn't even realize you could do this. He's wrong to do it, but wow, he's going to die. I think Logan, 1 second picture. Logan, 1 second picture. See, this is why I was shocked the game let you do this. It shouldn't have. Me and Logan right now. Little emote going, Says, you were on the right track, Logan, just the wrong time, sir. Bro, game should reward people for being smart sooner. So now we can press here, and now we can present both photos, right? Can you really show them new clues? Don't only try. Okay, so we'll use this print first, and ka-chow.
Take that!
All right then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic? Oh, same dialogue as before. So let's just get to where we present the other one. Delighted to. One more print, and we're gonna use this one.
Take that!
All right, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera at Winnie Bank at the 9 question. Another thing that this is really useful for is spotting things that are different. I don't know if you guys ever do this, but anytime you're especially when you're a kid and you do like the comics section of like a magazine, they'll have like little comics for kids and they'll have like, spot the 5 differences between these 2 pictures. The trick to it is you just blur your eyes, so it's like a stereogram that go together, and anything that's different won't show up properly because only one eye will be seeing it and then the other eye will be different, so it'll be all like kind of weird and half there and half not there. And then you're like, oh, there's a difference, there's a difference, there's a difference, there's a difference. It's really difficult to do with really big pictures because you have so much to blur together and you gotta like step way back and then you can't see finer detail. But stuff like this, we would, in addition to being able to see the depth difference for Gina, we should be able to see if anything has actually changed. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. Do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. We don't need to review this. We don't need to review this. The left and right eyes, eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. Then when your brain merges the two images together inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were depth. That probably looked fantastic on the 3DS. Yes, exactly.
I have pictures of a cat. It's that small shift between certain objects in the two pictures that's really important.
Oh crap, I also just noticed, by the way, we're past the 2.5 hour mark. If anybody on Twitch has raid suggestions for later when we reach the 3 hour mark, let me know. So what happens if you use two photographs that are exactly the same then? Oh, that's right. Yeah, we won't see depth difference. We'll only see if something did change. Crap, never mind. We won't see depth unless the camera got nudged. Darn it! So we won't see it. But again, she does look like she was farther up. No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene three-dimensionally anyway. Oh. Wow! Of course, now I see! I think the young girl has discovered the secret.
I have!
Oh, her eyes are crossed again. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me?
Yeah, have another look at these two pictures from Hurley's camera, Runo. Go on!
Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to do this. Okay, so let me back up so I can do this properly. There is a difference. Hang on, that's weird. Let me do it again. Are you guys doing this? Are you guys doing the cross-eyed thing yourself? There's a very slight difference on that pile of junk there on the counter. It's like positioned slightly different. In fact, oh yeah, and when you are done like uncrossing your eyes, you can even see, like, use this little white line right here as an example. Look how it juts out over the counter, like a little bit there. Here, it doesn't. So it's the whole thing has shifted over. And here, you can see this leg juts out really far on this side. And here, it only, like the border between the main part of the leg sleeve, the pant leg, or whatever, is kind of hitting the edge of the counter, but here is much farther out, going over space. So like this whole pile of stuff in this half hour got shoved over however many inches. It's like sticking out further here. You guys, are you able to see that? Like doing the stereoscopic thing? I'm assuming in a minute it's just gonna blur the two images and we're gonna see that they don't quite line up. But I feel proud of myself that I noticed that right away. Even though apparently I was wrong about the whole thing with Gina being farther up, upstage than Windy Bag. But okay, so we got that.
Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them?
Of course there is. There are two people in the first and no people in the second.
Yeah, you can see that straight away, but now try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions.
All right, I'll give it a go. So to start with, if you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the two pictures overlap exactly. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait! Oh, so it just trusts us? It doesn't even like blend them together? It just trusts us, the player, to do what we're told to do?
Well, did you manage to see it properly?
Yes, I saw it! I saw it. I can go! What's going on with these two pictures? See. Some of the things on the counter they sort of jump out at you. Yeah. Yes. That's it, you say. Even Van Zeeks was looking at it. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Oh, my eyes are going crossed as well.
Why the deuce do some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that?
It's because they're slightly different. And so when you go over it, that's how the depth works normally. But it's not that there's more depth, it's just that they moved in one. I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. The basic principles of the stereoscope. As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's the slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see the pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions.
Yeah, there must have been.
Hubbub. Can we see the pictures? Can we see them? Also, there's like a hair getting in my eye or something like that.
Now hold fire there, sir.
What a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say.
But why the devil does this shift between the two prints exist in the first place?
Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. I'm gonna save in case it's about to ask me, because it just said it moved. But maybe I'm gonna word it wrong or do something wrong. Let's see. What? Me? I haven't the first idea.
You know, Runo, it's quite simple.
It is?
Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means...
That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Okay, Dermo, there's no way that's a swear. We should be able to say that, right? Zookers! Someone tampered! New information, stop! Not mentioned in testimony so far, stop! Yes, we've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems, but I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. It isn't. It's a question that I don't know. I don't know what you're about to ask me. Let me read some more in the chat. I need to read some more in the chat. Let's see, over on Twitch, Queen says, right train, wrong track, actually. The most wrong time for the train ever. Boo. Said you have made many people late for their appointments by being on the wrong track. Okay, now Logan is good to look at the correct train track and a timestamp, 2 hours, 24 minutes. Okay, so I'm still almost 20 minutes behind. And again, another call on the Twitch side of the chat for some raid suggestions. Vex says, I have a class early tomorrow. Aww. So I've got to go to bed now, but the stream's been excellent. Have fun to see you later. Think of the very cooey stream. Thank you, Vex, for being here. Have a good rest of your night. Vex says good night. Lance says good night. Good night, Vex. Thank you for being here. Totally understandable. As I said, I have an early morning tomorrow as well, so I'm gonna have to go to sleep like right after the stream tonight. Atlantic says good night. Quinkity with another timestamp, 2:36:38. Crystal says, Katie, about to beat you up, Logan. Quinkity says, I really am. Astro Dude said, I looked up close on my phone when I crossed my eyes here. Crystal says, I am looking at Discord and Katie is losing it indeed. Queen says, it was like this entire stream. Oh no, I thought the scene was later. Vero missed this. This whole thing? Let me take a look at YouTube chat. Okay, Bonnie says, Bonnie or Bonnie is fine. I can't do it. Oh, you can't do the cross eyes? I'm so sorry. And then Zookers, and Derma says, not a swear. So that's our new favorite word for this. We used to be able to say fop doodle with a P, but Queen Katie's captions keep thinking I'm swearing. So now we say Zookers instead. Okay, let's keep going. And again, on the Twitch side, if you got raid suggestions, let me know. Sip of water, we're gonna get back in here. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. Is it one of these guys? Oh, wait, he's the older one. Little one is a year older? I love how that the only thing that's different is the name. Saying his brother and accomplice Ringo, brother and accomplice Nash. Little guy's the older guy. I mean, honestly, it could be anybody. It could be either of these two when they were on their way into the storeroom. I am going to say that it's one of the Skulkin brothers, but we can only select one, so hit points are on the line, but I did just save. I think I saved. I hope I remembered to save. Let's save again, just in case I didn't. And I'm going to present. In fact, I'm even going to stagger it just to be extra super special save. And I'm going to say Nash.
Take that!
Huh! It was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers! Okay, so I assume I could have presented either of them, yeah? Right. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull dukes from lusty lockets. How do you remember that, bro? My phrase book says dukes means hands or poops. Unless they keep poops in pockets, they mean hands. And loosey lockets means pockets, also butts. So they could keep poops in butts or hands in pockets. Dragon! But this is another lie? Is this what you're saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on a minute, you can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse after all. It's perfectly plausible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. That's true as well. I think that is unlikely. Because she is delightful. Well, they're delightful also. You know what? I don't care anymore. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. Ceiling. It would seem, as my learned friend, as my learned Dutch friend indicated that she was coercing Mr. Winniebank to open the storeroom door. Coerce? In other words, Miss Lestrade's interests lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop. Giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter, because people have never had more than one goal at a time, especially while committing crimes. Ha! All of which points to one thing! The Skulkin brothers have omitted key fact in their testimony! Oh. But the accused is a pick purse, common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here? Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact, worse than a pick purse. Because a pick purse steals stuff, and thieves steal stuff. Thieves commit theft. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not also be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves? Okay, yeah, but I mean, it's not just that she's a pickpocket, she has a gun in the photo. Well said. Huh? I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. See the headbutt, like I said! Such a neat detail, because his hands just keeps them sanitized. Can you all see it now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Ha! He's just doing that to make the trial go longer so he can keep advertising. He probably works for Big Stereoscope. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop! Must purchase after trial. Stop! Will return home via Regent Street. Stop! Oh! Yay! Oh, those summation examinations are long. Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination to conclusion with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. I mean, to be fair, if we just did one, there would not be a consensus. A consensus suggests not anonymity, excuse me, unanimity. And I order this trial to continue.
Yay! Well done! Oh, by the way,
What?
you should hold on to this, Runo. You never know when it might come in useful.
Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely. Couldn't possibly happen that something I'm adding to my court record now would be come in handy later. All right. The stereoscope has been entered into the court record, a fold-up device that allows anybody to enjoy things seen in 3 dimensions simply by looking through the eyepieces. Look, hang on. We're gonna talk, but I want to look at this. Can we examine this? We can flip it around. Can we pop it open? Or can we look at anything else before popping it open? Anything written on the back? Okay, let's see what happens when we click this part here. So we don't click the latch.
You have to pop your 2 prints here to start with, you see.
And then when you look through the eyepieces, you can see the image in 3 dimensions.
The important thing to get right is the position of the 2 prints.
I don't know who came up with the idea of a stereoscope, but it's really quite fascinating. I think Shu Takumi was just going through Wikipedia, while reading a Sherlock Holmes book, and came across stereoscope, and it's like, there's a whole video game here. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, whoa, look at that. It's totally changed shape from one little button press.
Well, that is what the button's for, Runo. You're just like Hurley. Boys love pressing buttons.
Oh, that is true. Oh, that is true. That is true. In fact, here, I'm just going to open up a text file here. I'm just going to start typing stuff, pressing buttons on my keyboard. Oh, my goodness. Oh, love some good button pressing. Oh, so good. Let's get back to the game.
Especially if you don't know what they do.
Us boys? Says that 10-year-old girl.
Anyway, now you can see that it really is a stereoscope, can't you?
And I look inside it. It looks like a person. See, this is an eyeball. This is an eyeball. This is a nose. This is mouth. This thing here is his tongue. All right. Can we click anything inside? Is there anything in there that we can look at? You guys can see the face there, right? Okay, back out here. That's fine. I should probably stay on task. We had less than 10 minutes till 3-hour marks. Once again, on Twitch, if you got raids, let me know. Raid suggestions, let me know. Lord Van Zeeks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. Hubbub, hubbub, hubbub. He should stop drinking on the stand. I think he might be an alcoholic. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Zooming. Oh, did we finish? Oh, we finished an entire part of the trial. To be continued. I didn't know we'd reach the end of a section here. Save my poggers! Yes, save my poggers! This trial is going faster and more quickly than I thought. Crap, we might finish the first game next week. Probably not. I'm guessing the other parts will be longer. Order, please! Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand. They're so nervous. They are so nervous. And Gregson is very Gregson. Oh, he's so Gregson. I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination?
Yeah, governor.
Wait, no, we're not doing it time.
Oh, yeah, governor. Oh, yeah, governor.
I can't remember their accents.
Oh, tgaa, I did.
Hard time with their voice. I'll get it by next time. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Cool. Blimey. Blimey. I don't know.
This is going to be hard work. Huh. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered the Windy Banks. Before we see that, I'm going to see if I can fully catch up to chat over on Twitch, because we got like 4 minutes till the 3-hour mark, and I'm still a little bit behind. I'm almost caught up, but I got to get caught up. Let's see. Queen Katie says, also, love how Van Zeeks was the only one with the brain cells to not cross his eyes for this. Yeah, he used the actual stereoscope. I wonder if that was the one that Iris had, or if he just happened to have one handy, that he's like secretly a stereoscope enthusiast, much like Edgeworth is like a closeted Steel Samurai fan. He's just a closeted stereoscope fan. Astro Dude said there's another one later. Okay, so we'll have more stereoscope. Crystal says she's so small. Quickett says I trust you, Astro Dude. Yeah, it keeps doing F-word doodle instead in my captions. It was wild, though this time it actually said fop doodle. Nice, like fop doodle. It can be either. Wait, what do you mean the same age as these two? I'm the same age as these two. You're the same age as the Skulkins is. Although Logan, it makes sense. Remember, Mario is the older one. Oh, that's true. That's probably why. Although I have heard that they may have retconned it at some point to establish them as twin brothers. I'd always been under the impression that Mario was the older one and Luigi was the younger sibling. But I don't know if that's correct or not. I feel like Super Mario plays, or Nintendo plays very fast and loose with Super Mario lore. But you would still have like an older twin, like a slightly older twin and a slightly younger twin. So I guess it still works out. Crystal with some raid suggestions. Thank you very much, Crystal. I'm copying these over to my text file right now. We'll be checking these out in a little bit, because we will eventually need... Oh, Crystal with a back-to-back set of raid suggestions. So thank you very much. I will copy these over as well. Thank you. There we go. Queen says, the jury is definitely the longest things in these trials. Here, I do like the summation examination because it breaks things up a bit. But it also does it in a way that isn't the mood matrix. I'm sorry, I did not like the mood matrix. So I do like that. I like this game has so many new game mechanics. But, oh boy howdy, it is long. I think it might be a little bit better, in my humble opinion, if you didn't need to always get 4. Like, you shouldn't need to get a majority. You should just be able to need to get 1 to break consensus, right? And then Quickett says, page 6. We really sped that up, huh? I guess. Or maybe it was just a short part. I don't know. Crystal says, laughing. 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 28 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night on Twitch. And that was a good clap. Over on YouTube, Dermo says, yeah, not a swear. Queen says, either brother would have worked. Okay, good. In that case, I should have done the shorter one. I feel bad impugning the actions and the moral character of the one based on Luigi, since I'm a Luigi kind of guy. Luigi's my boy. And then Bonnie says, it's so weird joining halfway through the story and not knowing anything. So have you not played this game, like, at all? I guess I should give you a recap. I don't know if, I guess we probably don't have time for a full recap right now, but just say, like, a friend of ours who is a pickpocket is accused of murder. But you probably picked up at least that much. Now is a good time, by the way, that I should let lurkers know about the rundown of the channel and everything. In fact, I don't think I've done this. I might have done this once tonight. Yeah, I think I did this at the beginning of the stream. I always forget, but I got to copy our link tree over to both chats. So if anyone is lurking and wants to check out that link tree, that has all of our social media, including a Discord invite, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all that good stuff. So you can check it out. You can ignore it. You can do whatever you want to. It is there, should you feel so inclined to make use of any of it. But we are like at the 3-hour mark, so I'm gonna give you guys the rundown on everything. So yeah, if you're lurking, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We are right now alternating between this is our main game, the Greatest Journey Chronicles, and some shorter games. We just started a playthrough of Hollow Knight Silksong. That'll probably be something we play like sporadically, spread out, but I'm looking forward to, we're planning on playing Deltarune Chapter 5 starting on July 7th. So you guys have that to look for. I have that to look forward to. I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm checking out the raid suggestions that we have. A couple of them have a decent number of viewers. One of them I'm pretty sure that we have rated before. This other one, I'm not sure if we've rated this one before. Have we rated this one before? I wish I was better at keeping track of who we have and haven't rated. But yeah, we'll go ahead and see if we can initiate a raid over on the Twitch side of the chat. I always feel bad if I take too long giving the rundown of the channel, because then like all of our lurkers jump ship, and we might not have enough for a raid. So let's check to see if we do. If we do, there is a raid message. You can go ahead and copy that over to your clipboard. And it looks like we have enough for the raid, for my self-imposed minimums. Let's see, quick and sad thing for the very pear and apple stream. So if Gregson does join, does that make him a potato? With pear and apple and potato. Potato's not a fruit. But in French, the word for potato is pomme de terre. Pomme means apple, and de terre means of the earth, so it's the apple of the earth. Crystal said, thank you for the very moving furniture stream. And then I'm fully caught up again. Yeah, so anyway, so tomorrow is Monday. I'll be posting our schedule. I need to decide what we're going to be doing on Tuesday. Tuesday might be more Silk Song, or we might triple it up with Hollow Knight. I'm leaning more towards Silk Song, but I reserve the right to change that, so Tuesday's probably going to be Silk Song. In that case, Thursday is where we're probably going to pick up from where we're leaving off here. I can't remember if I saved or not, so let's go ahead and save again. Save. So everybody have a wonderful Monday, in as much as Mondays can be wonderful. I don't know. I hear a lot of people don't like Mondays. But have an awesome Monday, and keep an eye out for the schedule. And if you're planning on playing Deltarune, keep going at it so I can play it as soon as possible on the 7th. And we'll see you on Tuesday for probably Silk Song, Thursday for more of this. I love and appreciate all of you. Thank you for hanging out with me on Twitch. You guys are the best. You're amazing. All of you, Twitch and YouTube. You're a wonderful, amazing community. The raid's about to start. Enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. Everyone on YouTube, thank you for being here as well. Everyone who pops in and out, even if it's just for a little bit, or even if you're just lurking, I appreciate all of you as well. It means the world to me that you guys hang out there. It was nice the past couple of streams, having a more active Twitch chat. Tonight wasn't as active as Silksong, but it's still active. Even if it's not active, I appreciate all of you. You're amazing. You're wonderful. I'm sorry that you couldn't join Twitch for the raid, but you guys are just fantastic. Thank you for being here, and to everyone over there on YouTube, and to those watching the VOD in the future, good night as well.